watch tabletop.
Oh.
Okay.
They're just intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm intrigued that they're intrigued.
Okay. Kai's gonna chill while we start.
Sounds good.
Sick.
So, a recap of where the fuck we are. Someone?
Okay, so what happened last session was let me go back to the Stolen Lands map.
Right.
Deleting. Hadn't we like just leveled up to 4
Recently,
and then yeah,
Recently, yeah.
and we
That was kind of the that was what made you decide, okay, it's time to go slap the Bandit Lord.
yeah, so we initially were like, okay, let's go check on our shipment. So we went back to the
right.
Camp, and like we found out that it was still going to be a while before Oleg got back, to the point where we could feasibly catch up to him if we just went back to Restov ourselves. Yeah. So we did that. Along the way, we came across a hut just like in the middle of nowhere. Found an old man, potion seller, Boken, who wants fangberries for some reason. So we can go bring him those later. And we stop at the Vaktas crossing for a little bit, and then we go to Rostov. We catch up with Oleg. We buy and sell a bunch of stuff. We get like a banner for Hollyhock.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the flaming one, right?
Yeah, blazing banner.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of spell scrolls. I remember that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I got Viola her +1 deception ring. And then we head back to the crossing to sleep. Mala spreads a rumor that people are going off to kill the Bandit Lord and might actually succeed. Who knows? And then we start going back to the bandit camp. And at nighttime we get ambushed by bandits. Stag Lord bandits specifically. I think our plan was we had people who wanted to like use invisibility to scout out the area before we decide to attack it. So
I also have extra information that'll help.
Okay.
One, I need to just prepare by saying they don't give me enough maps. We might have a map that is not quite what I describe, but yeah. There is a portion of the like 15. It is actually no, it's 16 different journal pages, where it actually explains me the like surrounding region around the Stag Lord Fort. I had missed.
Okay.
Whoops. Importantly, the Stag Lord's Fort is at the essentially top of a hill, surrounded with a very barren hillside. There is basically no shrubbery. There's some thorny vines here and there. A couple large boulders here and there, but nothing's really even growing here. It is devoid of almost anything, weirdly enough even. There is the main road leading straight up to it, but you can see as you came up to it and found a place to rest. Basically, there's just a couple boulders. That's about it. If if you wanted to be in a place that has cover, once you get like about 300 feet away, there are some vegetated hills. So we can say, since there's already been one night of camping here, that's where you went. And since we already did that, it's asking me to make a perception check for you guys. The DC is fucking low. I don't give a fuck. You spent the whole night looking. You saw the guards who at least you saw stand watch don't really seem to care about their post.
Oh.
Like, as you are looking from these hills, as you're kind of trying to be stealthier, you see they're not attentive. You don't see that, like, you spend a long time watching, and a comfortably long time, really. They don't regularly turn around to look at all the hills. They don't try to gauge. They don't, like, try to look into the bushes or anything. They're just kind of... they don't get paid enough for this shit. So you know the area. You know that. And now you may plan. Also important thing in case it matters for your plans, the palisade around the fort is 15 foot high.
Okay.
And inside the palisade you see 3 watchtowers. You saw guards watchmen on all of them during the night and the day.
Okay. Right.
With the plan B.
The guards don't seem attentive. There's little to no cover. It's a defensible position at the very least. If they spot us and decide that they don't want us approaching, then
Also,
it is not ideal.
I'm gonna do this real quick. Also, let me move the timer forward a little bit. It's the morning time, so it ain't 99 time no more. I also haven't done Kingmaker for a bit, so I need to remember where all my buttons are.
Valid.
Yeah.
What the fuck is my
Valid.
ambience? Not that. There it is. Oh. Thank you. I guess I'm not playing the playlist that has those particular sounds, but sure. So, I am going to place you all here. That is the vegetated area you are at, that you've been camped at. And I will draw, just for the convenience of it, the main path follows a line like this out of that area.
Okay.
So the entrance is from the north of the fort. How you wish to try to do things, where you wish to try to go, entirely up to you. And I guess extra information if you so wish. The watchtowers are on the northeastern corner, southwestern corner, and roughly the northwestern corner. So bottom left, top right, and almost
Wow.
top left.
Okay.
Hmm.
So the bottom right, the southeast is not covered as well by a watchtower, then, is it?
That is as far as you can tell.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm sure the other ones
The
could see in that direction to some degree, but they're not focused on that direction.
yes, hold on. There was a thing about the watchtowers. I forgot exactly how they are 20 foot high.
20 feet
So
high.
Hmm.
Just a
yeah,
little bit above the palisade, then.
yes, and then above the watchtowers, the like standing height of the people there, they are 20 foot high, and there's a peaked roof that arched the watchtowers another 10 foot above,
Right.
and railings, wooden railings along the edge. Definitely could essentially see in every direction. Now, from this height, if you were close to the palisades, you might not be able to say down that much. You might be able to ascertain intuitively your characters.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Hmm.
time to plan. Figure it out. Have fun.
So there's only the one entrance on the main road approaching it, right?
Yep.
One entrance. It's a fairly secure position. Hmm. Don't have.
You have a
Go
lot of possible avenues to go about this. The
Yeah.
book even gives me a lot of them, and I can think of like 10 more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you're
Mhm.
completely lacking ideas, I can give categories of ideas. I can give just a word that'll help you think.
Mm-mm.
I have a lot of ideas on what could be possible.
And get
Best, though, is
thinking.
another
Would
Yes.
thing entirely.
Hmm.
Good.
Jesse,
oh um
you started to say
obviously
something.
we
Oh,
can
go ahead.
only see so much from outside. Is there a possibility that we would be able to scout ahead of time?
With as far as what's within the walls? You mean?
Even if we can just get like an idea of a possible layout from afar or something,
It's
depending on
that would be
terrain
good.
elevation. But
Is the hill that the fort is perched on the highest thing in the area?
Yeah.
Okay, so we would have to get some
It's not
elevation by
overly
flight.
steep, but there's nothing around that you could really get on to see into the fort.
Right. Does anybody have a capability of scouting from the air? Any way whatsoever?
Um,
I know it's
if it,
possible, but I just don't have the proper magic available to me.
would it help if we waited for the following morning?
No, I
It is
don't
morning
believe.
now.
Oh,
We
okay.
can
Yeah.
say anything that would need morning. You can do it now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, nothing I have in my repertoire would inform me of what's within enough.
Incorrect.
I could reform my
Incorrect.
familiar.
You both have a
Maybe.
familiar.
Hmm.
Could make him levitate, but it'll. There's a range.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much I should really help as a GM, but mechanics questions, you can just give your familiar the flight ability.
I can, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, can you swap those out like on daily preparation?
Yes. You have
Ah,
access to all of them. Daily prep, you can change as many as you want. Familiars are
damn.
extremely versatile. That's the word.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's crazy good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I remember, you can make her invisible too, can't you?
Hmm. So, what is it? Alright. So, going through stuff right now.
Mm-hmm.
See if I
While
can.
Arya goes through those things, anyone else have any ideas on how you might do this?
Very much.
There is
Oh,
always the option of we have a bunch of Stag Lord amulets and
Mm.
a collection of uh like bandit outfits from the dead bodies near us.
I think with that, I'll just say a helping 3 words of assault or stealth or infiltration.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
how
doubt you guys want to
confident
just try to assault
is
the fort, but infiltration is an option to consider.
how confident is Irden in solo reconnaissance?
For within the fort, I don't think so.
Probably not going inside, but if it's just scouting, like seeing how large the area is and if there's anything peeking above the walls, building wise.
Um.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I can. I can. Is if it's still early enough in the day, I can re-prepare some magic, and I can get invisibility ready. We can. What do we think about spending today to just simply gather information and see if we can't come up with a plan, and then tomorrow we actually do our assault, infiltration, or whatever we decide to do with the information from today informing us.
I'm
Because
okay with that. Better
I
than going
can
in blind.
certainly, yeah, I can certainly spend some time getting more and more information through preparation, but the more I do that, the less combat capable I will be personally.
What would it look
Oh, that's-
execution wise?
I can change. I can. I believe familiars. I can actually change their form. Correct?
No, not easily.
Not easily, right? But I can imbue Andromeda with flight, and then I can spend time seeing through her eyes and get
Yes.
information that way. Additionally, I can prepare invisibility, so some Iridan could potentially get close to the area without much risk, and give a fairly solid look around the area. With his discerning eye, or anyone else for that matter, but I feel like an Iridan is probably the best for that.
One thing I'll note about the familiar
book.
thing, if you were to use share senses, every 10 minutes you get 1 minute of sharing senses with
Correct.
your familiar. You could also select speech and just go, hey, go look around and come back and tell me. And there might be possibly faster than every 10 minutes getting a minute of information, but not as complete information necessarily.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to change some things
You
around
could
with
technically
Andromeda really
give
quickly.
your familiar manual dexterity and have them draw a map, because familiars are smart creatures.
True.
Maybe you give both of your familiars flight, and you have a cat, like riding a walk like a surfboard through the air. And when the bandits try to tell each other that, they're not gonna fucking believe each other.
The
True.
familiar's gonna look like the
It's
Green
an
Goblin
idea.
on top of a wall. We'll meet again, Spider-Man.
Oh my god, yes.
That is so unbelievably funny.
All right, I think we have our plan.
Do
The
we?
green, the green Andromeda.
As much as I as much as I said it as a joke, there is validity to that. It
You're
is a thing you
telling
can
me
do.
that this is actually a mechanically viable option.
It's something.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm not one to ask questions. Wallace would, if you ask Wallace to jump, he'll ask how high.
Can't you make things invisible, Alicia?
I can, yes.
What conditions break invisibility?
It depends on the invisibility spell, but the one I have is hostile action. So I can cast invisibility, and the invisibility spell will last 10 minutes.
Mhm.
That is the main sort of disadvantage in this case. I imagine that we're not going to be taking it hostile action, ideally.
Mm-hmm.
Hope not.
I'm going to prepare Recall Familiar just in case.
That is later. Damn it. I knew it was a thing Beastmaster had, but it's not till level 6. At level 6, I can take a hold on.
Just tell me the word and I'll turn my walk into a hoverboard. I'm so down for this.
You turned your walk into a fly.
I feel like
I'm just
if we
gonna
do,
make
we
a
need
walk into a run joke.
I feel like we need to commission Kai to draw art of cat on a walk flying through the air if we do this.
Kai, can I sell you like $50 and to make it
Oh my god,
happen?
yeah.
That is more
I
than
know
I was
you'll do it
expecting.
for
You can
free,
definitely do
but
that, yeah.
but I want like I want some heart into it. A little bit of love from my part.
Yeah, and then like Cheapy Wallace like on the ground in the distance.
Chibi Wallace just
Making this
waving.
shit banner worthy.
I'll make it a thumbnail for the unlisted stream.
Oh my god. Okay. Continue planning. This is your expedition.
Yeah.
Also, the longer you take, the
Oh.
more I'm gonna prep, so don't worry about it.
Mhm.
This is your fun to have.
The
Mhm.
DM smiles at the camera.
Yes. That's the secret about being a GM. Prep is important, but your players are gonna take time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do.
No, another thing is, how are you going to get in there if you all don't find any other sort of secret entrance or something? What are we gonna do?
That I'm not speculating on just yet.
By the way, this does not help us at all right now. But this is what I was referring to when I was thinking. I don't get this till I take a feat at level 6, but
Oh, that's
Oh.
cool.
That is very neat.
Wait, that's insane. What do you mean the 8th rank Titan is... The range is planetary.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah.
They would have to leave the plane of existence for it to lose signal? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, it's planetary, so it's the planet.
Yeah.
Lose signal?
I do plan on getting this for Earden later,
Mhm.
and with the fucking idea of like the whole like trained birds and different animals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
That's gonna be so cool. Oh my god, yeah.
I could simply send Andromeda to wander around. The place.
Mm-hmm.
And that might allow a closer look than just flying from above. And it's possible that they just wouldn't mind a cat finding its way into the fortress. And in a case of an emergency, I can recall Andromeda.
I
think I
think
could-
that sounds safer.
It
Not quite
does.
as fun, but safer.
I would agree that it's safer, and that's what I care most about for Andromeda. So what I could do is like that. Share senses. I do, yeah. Okay. This way she can climb over the wall without issue and then just simply snoop around.
Second to ask, are you sure you don't want the glider?
I'm fairly sure. I feel like that would be that could potentially tip off to something going on, and they might
They'll
not
never be
believe it, but
believed.
they might. Magic
No
is
one
a
will
thing that
ever believe you.
exists. They might not know what the hell is going on, but they might begin to suspect that something is going on if they see something strange in the area. It's a chance that I would rather not take.
Oh, phooey. You'll get your day walkie. Wallace walks away.
It's not a bad idea at some point, but in this particular instance,
Area
true.
Yeah,
Is it truly unmanned if there's a cat there?
unmanned but catted.
I see.
I would be giving the familiar flyer and construct. So it would be it technically be like a Waymo.
Mm. Okay. What is the plan?
Am I preparing any invisibility for someone to scout closer? I'm unsure if 10 minutes is a sufficient enough time for someone to get close, take a good look around from the outside, and then return safely.
Could you invisibility or familiar?
Honestly, that is a fantastic idea. I'm going to do that. Thank you. I will
Just
prepare.
to buy her
I
the
was just thinking
time
we're gonna
to...
do flight and
Yeah.
invisibility.
If I
What?
just use invisibility to get her in, then because then she can climb over the wall without anybody seeing and without anybody being alerted, and then just start skulking around from the shadows within the fort, finding all the hidden corners, and then I can just summon her out whenever needed. This is a phenomenal idea. Thank you, Wallace. All right,
I try.
you certainly do a good job. All right.
I think we should also find a way to deal with those watchtowers, because even if we can evade their sight, probably a bad idea to have people in them shooting at us while we're inside the fort, too.
Very true. Question for the GM. The palisade and the watchtowers, what are they made out of?
Wood.
Right, okay.
Logs.
Very good to know.
How capable are you of vandalism?
I've never tried, but I can certainly spread some fire around. Let me see here.
Well, if you get a good
Yeah.
layout and there's not too many, maybe we rig some for vandalism, and we make Irden invisible and he slits their throats preemptively for the ones that we don't vandalize.
Possibly. I think let's take first things first and get a layout of the place as best we can.
Did we get to see how many guards were stationed per watchtower?
One.
One per watchtower.
Oh, okay.
That certainly changes things. Well, shall we start with sending Andromeda in?
Be my
Well,
guest.
I'm out of ideas.
I could make
Alright.
myself invisible and give a helping hand, but
How
can't.
far away from the fort are we currently, and how
300 feet.
close can we get? Oh, 300 feet, so it's familiar. Cross that in 10 minutes, easily.
I know we're in the forest, but that seems awfully close.
How the fuck have they set up the walls? What fucking kind of wall are you?
Confusing one, perhaps?
Why can't your familiar see through the walls? Those are regular
like
walls. They're not
fencing?
supposed to be able to be. No, definitely not. It is proper log palisade.
I got nothing then.
Yeah, me too. Hold on.
If I remember correctly, you can double left or right click on the endpoint nodes of a wall to see the settings of that wall section, and sometimes they've messed around with the visibility direction settings on them.
Sight is normal. I assume that means normal for that type of wall.
I believe so.
Hold on. I draw a wall. Makes this. Yes. If I draw a wall, a basic normal standard wall, it has normal sight restriction. And then you can't see through it. What in the fuck? Okay, I guess it doesn't really matter if you're gonna be sneaking in there anyway, but Because you can't see through all the walls. You can just see through some of them. Very clearly
Which is
as well.
strange.
Oh, okay. I have cleared fog. Okay. I've cleared fog of war. Now I can't see anything because familiars don't actually have vision.
Oh.
Huh.
There we go. Text.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it was just a fog of war issue. I had put
see.
characters in there to explore to set up stairs and such. So that
Right.
transferred to the cat.
Yeah. All right. Well, as soon as Alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give Andromeda her instructions. I'm going to cast invisibility, and you need to climb in there, find a safe spot for the invisibility to wear off, and then just start trying to take a map of the area every minute and get a good position every minute so we can get a sense of the area. And invisibility cast.
Okay. Andromeda begins heading over. Where are you? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I assume a straight beeline through.
Yeah. The first step is just to get in the fort unnoticed. She has a climb speed, so climbing up the wall should not be an issue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just a thing that a familiar can communicate empathetically with you, as long as it's within a mile, sharing emotions.
What?
That's just the
Familiars
thing
do
that
not have any innate thing. No.
No, on the rules for familiars page, it says that familiar can communicate empathetically with you as long as it's within 1 mile, sharing emotions. It doesn't understand or speak languages normally, but it can gain speech from familiar ability.
Okay. Versus communication. I see.
I suppose the thing I'm primarily looking out for is like a sense of, like, a spiking sense of fear or danger, like basically something gone wrong on Andromeda's part, so I can just do the thing to teleport her out right away.
Yeah.
That is the primary concern for that.
I will be back in probably like 10 minutes or so.
Sure thing.
Now hold on. 10 minutes is.
What?
I'm trying to think how many rounds is that?
Oh. A minute is 10 rounds, so it's 100 rounds.
Yeah, okay. Gaslighting myself.
I will be back, friends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll make my life simple. I have a fucking counter app on the side with 100 on it. I'm just gonna start ticking down.
Oh boy.
So, first things first. Beeline straight to the place, yes? From where you are roughly on the map.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to put your familiar rod there and reset Fog of War. And I'm going to ask you to roll a secret d20. Just a flat d20.
Right.
Oh.
And make it blind?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So you know, you have a moment with Andromeda. Here's the plan. You'll have 10 minutes of invisibility. No one will see you. You're okay. And you get that, like, empathic, like, emotion back of understanding of, like, Andromeda sure has that confidence. Like, all right, we got this. You cast invisibility, and you just start waiting. You don't know where the fuck Andromeda is. Andromeda's invisible. You at least. I don't know exactly who. Presumably everyone is. Well, at least you. You are, like, in some spot where you can see the surrounding hills. And you just look. And you wait. You notice a disturbance in the ground about 180 feet from you. And you sense Andromeda get spooked.
Uh-oh.
And you look, and Andromeda, like, emotions are a hard thing to convey. even though this is direct empathic communication to you. But essentially, a spook followed by dun 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 while continuing on. But you see, 180 feet from you, in this direct line path, something begin to climb its way out of the ground.
Is Andromeda's just continuing on towards the fort?
As
Was
you
it?
can sense, yes.
Okay.
There is a sense of like, okay, I got spooked, and back to the like feeling of determination with a healthy side of, oh shit, what the fuck was that?
Right. What's climbing out of the ground?
You look, a hand pushes up out of the ground, another hand,
Oh.
and out crawls what I don't need to really explain, it's a zombie.
I see.
Zombie
That-
moves around for a little bit, looking around. And then after like about a minute and a half, begins to dig its way down back again to its resting place.
That complicates things.
So did you tell Andromeda to like, I don't know, get really fucking angry once you're in a spot for sure senses, or was there some kind of plan here?
Yeah, I would have basically told her to give some kind of signal we would have ahead, we would know ahead of time. I guess, yeah, whatever we have found that works.
Sure.
Basically, just send a signal ready for share senses.
Okay. And what was exactly what you told Andromeda to do?
First things first is just
What you said is get in there and wait for invisibility to run out.
get in there and like get to a quiet spot. I guess if she can get in and like remain undetected before the invisibility is worn off, then I would give a good look around while you're still invisible, and then get to a safe place before the invisibility wears off. So we can do one share senses before the invisibility is gone, and then get to a safe place for it to wear off, and then start creeping around.
Okay. Reset fog of war. Oh, actually, better idea. A little on the awkward side of how I could do this for you. Let me try something.
Sure.
Okay. So wait, how much does this cat fucking see? Wait, hold on. It's the fucking fog of war again, isn't it? Oh, nothing. Alright, that makes sense. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Why do you see nothing? What's wrong with you, cat? Get a fucking grip.
Speaking of cat, Hanky.
Oh my god.
She's
Does
here.
this new token I placed down not have vision? Correct. Okay.
Oh.
Let me fix that.
It's kitty.
And I'm glad that's the case.
Yeah, that makes it a simple fix.
I don't want the cat to have vision by default.
Mhm.
Okay, and now just to check that I got the cat in the right spot for both, I do. Now, I'm pretty sure there's a way for me to, yes, pull to scene. So I can pull you to a specific scene.
Oh, fantastic.
And you will begin streaming. So others can see it. I guess I could.
All right.
I guess I could do. I could give everyone control and no one else's move.
Observer should do fine.
Or yeah, probably. We'll see.
I can stream if that's the easier thing.
Yeah, let's try this one first. Kai will probably still need to stream if Kai wishes to watch, but listening is also fine. I'm gonna set everyone to an observer. And then you will continue to be the owner. Or should at least be the case. Yes. So, first things first. Let's see. You get a feeling of, let's say, a feeling of longing. You want to be home. You want to be,
Aw. That's a good.
with
That's a good
with
one.
the person who is your home,
Mhm.
since you are this cat's master. And presumably, you're like, okay, hey, friends, it's time, bye. And you use your senses.
Mhm. I do.
I'm also going to hop into your stream so I can check that it works correctly, because that's pretty important. So I'm going to right-click,
Moderately.
pull to scene.
Loading.
Also, everyone else give me a, Alright, it seems to work
Ah.
exactly correctly.
Yeah.
You come to your senses as your cat. Also, I just realized there's no way for you... Just realized there's no way for you to communicate anything with your cat.
Yeah.
You share your cat's senses, but that's it.
Correct.
That's a little awkward. We'll say you gave a, thing, and your cat is smart enough, knows 1 minute of time. Show as much as you can, explore as much as you can.
Mhm.
So I guess I'll be acting as Andromeda, you just get to watch.
Fair enough.
So, Andromeda is, from your point of view, on top of the palisade. Like, kind of wedged between, there's spikes on top. It is uncomfortable, but it's kind of like wedged in between a little bit.
Mhm.
And sees from the west side. Also, can everyone else see?
Mhm.
Okay. And I don't mean just from the stream. Like, can you, in your client, see? Did it work correctly?
Looks like you only pulled me onto the.
Oh,
screen.
right. I did only pull you in.
Yeah.
I guess I can pull everyone in. There's nothing wrong with that.
I only have stolen lands in my drop-down menu.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have this in your drop-down menu. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm activating it for everybody. We'll see if it works.
Miss BP.
This is stuff I haven't done before with Landry. My apologies.
Fair enough. Took me a bit to figure out the first time I did it as well. With clairvoyance. I
Oh my
believe it
god,
was.
goody.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what you see inside this fort from this point of view, in this instant, like, obviously, I'm not counting the time down for the invisibility spell or your share senses. There seems to be some kind of stone structure, a proper, maybe fort, and around it are wooden reinforcements. The watchtower is on the sides as you see them from here.
See.
Now, it would make the most sense, in my opinion, for Andromeda to hop down to the ground level, because Andromeda's not going to be able to jump up even further. So,
Fair.
this is what you see from here. And now just to fact check that everything's good here. Yep. I'm going to activate the ground level. Also, did it work for everybody? When I pulled people into that one, could you see through Andromeda's eyes?
Andromeda, yeah.
Uh,
I'm limited to your POV. I see line of sight lines.
yeah.
Okay.
This is
Yes,
working.
exactly. Yeah. Okay. And then we go to the ground level.
Grounded.
He's kitty. It's honestly perfect timing that Totoro just jumped onto my lap for this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. These are the wooden posts for the tower right here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a
Just
structure
fact-checking a thing.
underneath it. Fascinating.
I need to move stuff around a little bit because I realized that they are constrained to a grid, but we are not. All right. So again, unfortunately, you don't have anywhere to command your familiar to do anything. So
Mhm.
I shall take the wheel. Haha.
Big
Oh my god,
horses.
those are huge.
Horses
Those
are
choppers.
huge. That's the thing.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my god, that's what the cat looks like there. Or the horse.
Ah.
Hello.
Andromeda stops here for a moment, looking.
Oh,
There's
who
a lot of
See.
dusty, what's the word? Dirty, like plates and mugs and some bedrolls. And it looks like 5 bandits. One of them clearly different than the others. It's funny they only give one art for the bandit, so
Yeah.
From here they are sitting down, in a circle of sorts, holding cards in their hands, tossing in the middle in turn. So they seem to be playing some kind of card
See.
game.
Right.
Takes a moment and leaps across.
These are interesting. There's like stone plates around this area.
So Andromeda looks around, as it would make sense to do. Looking up right here, you can see the sky.
Okay. So
Whatever
more
this
courtyard-like.
place was, whatever this place was has broken down. There is a upper
Oh.
level of stone, and these aren't stone plates. These are tiles of the flooring that have broken off and fallen down.
I see. Okay.
Mhm.
Hmm.
A pile of rubble, I imagine.
Yes. Hold on, just make sure. Give me a perception check as you,
As me, right?
and I will do a extra one as your cat.
Thank you.
That is hilarious. You both rolled the exact same number, and is enough.
Oh, good.
You notice on the. It's weird that they don't give me anything for this. Like they could have put a little more effort in. On the bottom right of this room, map wise, there is a wooden slab on this part of the ground,
I see.
covering presumably something. And otherwise, what you find is this is a roasting pit,
Nice. All right.
or used as such.
Wooden slab. Is it like trap? It's not a trap door, is it?
It is not a trapdoor as far as you could tell. Andromeda has turned around. It is a wooden slab. Maybe it is hiding something.
Right.
Maybe there's a trapdoor underneath. That
Mental
is-
note.
That is a very fair thing to intuit. It's either a trapdoor or a hole, or it's just there. But it
Yeah.
does seem very conveniently, very specifically placed and very specifically sized. So, thumbs up. And let me turn off or turn on unconstrained movement, because Andromeda could totally, sneak up, be able to look. That you should actually be able to see through as Andromeda, but you can see through this gate. Now
Okay.
hold on. Let me. How would I show this? I guess I can change the walls, but that's a little. Wait, these are the see-through walls. Oh, proximity.
Proximity, yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's for window peeking.
Oh, right. There might be a window on it. That would make sense. Then I guess you wouldn't see. Haha. That seems like a terrible idea, but
It's
I'm not
it's
the
a large
bandit.
door, though, right?
it is a large gate of sorts. And you see, or Andromeda sees upon looking, around here seems to be some kind of There's a large coil of rope around a something. I guess from here you shouldn't be able to see it, but you would have seen it from above, so that works.
Right.
Now, feel free to argue with me on this. I'm trying to think where Andromeda would realistically go. You know, smart being, not just the intelligence of a cat. No real way to sneak past them here without getting noticed. That's just not going to happen. But is a cat, so
I feel like beforehand I would have emphasized caution.
Wait, you're invisible. Never mind.
Oh yeah,
You're invisible.
but
Okay,
Yo,
cool.
this stray DLC is sick.
And let's see. This has been like very fast because invisible. So it's maybe been, I'd say 20 seconds. It's very much been like just get a glimpse and go kind of a deal.
cat darting around and such.
Yeah. You come to what is clearly a storage room, and someone sitting by their bedroll, like, you know, sitting on their butt, their knees raised and holding a sword and just sharpening it. They look sad. They look unhappy to be there. Whatever they are wearing on their face, whatever expression, they are not hiding it since they are in their lonesome in this room right now. And Andromeda goes and peeks over here to find the Stag Lord sleeping.
Oh.
My friends, what did I miss?
Well, and Andromeda found the Stag Lord.
I see
Invisible Andromeda has found the Stag Lord, correct?
He is asleep.
And some guy here.
Yes.
Some guy who is depressed. Some other guys playing cards.
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess
One of
this
them
would
is
work.
real fancy looking.
Oh, I see.
Oh
that's an elf.
my god.
That is fascinating to see.
Andromeda knows the time is running out, so zoomy, zoomy, zoomy. Does this work for Andromeda? It does. But this is not going to take your,
No, it does not take us.
Yeah, hold on. Let me...
Oh, that's...
A caged owlbear dude.
Who the hell is this?
Andromeda, like, quickly goes up the stairs, you know. Andromeda is trying to, like, mentally count on what, how much can be shown in this time. And what you see up top, another, you know, watchtower. And Andromeda sees into this, like, central room, like, okay, clearly this place has broken down. Is now the story of those tiles below is very clear. And whoever this man is up here, their bedding is surrounded by, I think they're wooden. Let me make sure. Doesn't say. Little figurines and toys of different material. Like there's bats, dinosaurs, horses, cavalry.
I see. All right.
And Andromeda sneaks. And vision's gone.
Right. That gave us a pretty good view.
And
there's still another Andromeda over on the left. Teehee.
Why is there no?
You're
Oh,
gonna
right, because we're
play
in the air.
Assassin's Creed for like an hour.
All right.
Also, right, and important of being up here, was able to see past and see there are stairs on the outside as well.
I can imagine what is there. So the Stag Lord is underneath this watchtower directly, then, from my gathering.
Is it underneath this watchtower, or was it here?
It was wooden. The Stag Lord was in a wooden place. At the moment my vision comes back, Alicia will take out her sketchbook and a bit of charcoal and begin like sketching.
Here's my suggestion. Can you zoom out and take a screenshot of this, and then it will put you onto the ground one, and you get a screenshot of that, and you get them side by side, and you can plan like that.
Yeah.
That will work.
Jesse's cursor in the middle. Not that it matters.
There's one.
Sorry,
You got it?
I can move
Yep.
my.
It is no
cursor.
problem. Not at all. Don't you worry.
There is 2.
You're right.
That gives us a very comprehensive layout
Invisibility
of the
does
place. It absolutely does. Yeah, at least you just
And I will activate the campfire
Sketchy.
since, you know. Also, this place should not be dark.
I know who's opening the maps in MS Paint.
Yo, MS Paint Prog, let's go.
You know, I could just import them as drawings into the world so you can, like, draw on them.
That's true.
Sarah's
That is a
asking
thing I
about
could do.
neopronouns. I'm afraid of what she's getting up to.
Oh no.
what?
Who is?
Huh?
Sarah's asking about neopronouns.
What does that mean?
I see.
Anything that isn't the basic he, she, they. It is a neopronoun. Fey, fair, they, all of the ones you haven't heard before is a neopronoun. Okay, I'm back to mute.
Okay.
Sure. Just a little bit. I imagine Alicia finishes her rough sketch. And alright, we've got most of it. I'm gonna wait 10 minutes or so to see if Andromeda gives another signal. Or and I'm just going to be I'm just going to be ready to teleport her out. And then if Andromeda basically says, "Hey, I can see the rest of it," I will share sensors and try and get the rest of it.
Oh, that's just
Terribly
funny. That is a
convenient.
big ass asset, but hey, there we go.
Big ass set.
Nice ass.
Well,
Oh.
I'll put them at the bottom so they're not on top of all y'all, but hey.
Perfect.
Do
You
we
can now
really
draw
need
on
the
there so you can-
corpses still?
I don't know, what do you do to get rid of them?
Beat it to the walk. I mean,
There we go. So now, plan.
Okay.
How do you go in? What do you want to do? Where are you going? What are you?
Right. First things first, I guess. Just gonna hang on and wait to see if Andromeda gives any other kind of signals of like, I have more specifically to show you, or hey, I'm ready for return,
Mm-hmm.
or otherwise.
gonna be a big fucking problem dealing with that owl bear and the stag lord back to back.
Yeah, if we can avoid it, then I think we should.
You wait like another 3-4 minutes. And then you get that like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god feeling.
I teleport out.
And Andromeda just like plops next to you, looking completely unfazed. Just meows.
Good girl. Thank you so much.
And just finds a spot to get comfy.
Well, we have sketches now. So
Let's
it looks
hope-
like where's it forget? It looks like this area right here
You
is
you
a
can also
stable.
change. You can change the if you go to the settings on the drawing tool. Where were those again? And you can change the width of the
Oh,
like,
true.
drawing tool. I don't
There
remember
it
how because I did it
is.
before.
It's under the palette bit.
Yeah, I was just gonna click that. Yeah, that'll help.
Yeah.
You can also
So that
reduce the
bit
smoothing
is
factor so it doesn't. Yeah.
stables here, owlbear here, stag lord here, storage room with a sad guy, number of bandits playing cards. There is one in the tower here, tower here, tower here, some fellow carving right here. We can presume that this bit right here is either a singular walkway or there is an entire platform on that section where one can stand on top of. And that is the only bit that we do not know for sure.
I assume that owlbear was in some sort of containment.
It just looked like it. There was a very heavy gate, and
Did it look like a simple matter to release owlbear?
that is an excellent point. I'm not sure.
It was a very quick pass through since there was only one chance to look through things while invisible. 1 minute period to run through everything. So it was just like quick go through. If I take my
I guess
freehand
what I
draw-
would want her to determine is, knock on wood, we alert the guards and they go, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. How long would it take for the guards to unleash the owlbear, so to speak?
difficult to tell. If you look to the right, whatchamacallit? Andromeda went like up this way,
Mhm.
and right. Actually, yeah. Hold on. Let me change my line width. That would be nice. There we go. That did not change that. I clicked reset. I thought that was a save button. Oh, silly me. Yeah. Here seems to be some kind of mechanism because there was rope coming from the gate and being held on like a little stake on the ground.
A rope and a stake?
Also, I will point out the one thing that hasn't been mentioned, especially if Jesse wasn't here to hear about it. There is a there's a like wooden,
Right.
like a wooden
Wooden
square.
slab.
It's
Some
yeah, it's
kind.
a slab of wood over a portion in that corner of that room. And what Alicia immediately thought is maybe that's a trapdoor. The size would make sense. It's just a slab. You don't know what's under it.
Andromeda didn't try to
Could be a
to press
trap
down
door.
on it?
Could be like a loot, like where they store
Cache.
loot. Who
Of
knows?
some kind.
Andromeda did not. No.
Did
Would also
not
be a very
see
heavy
any
slab.
extra entrances. This is just the front entrance. Mhm.
Yeah, this might be just a planning session possibly, but we do have plenty of time.
Mhm. Nico and Julian are both AFK. Oh.
So first of all, I'm wondering. Okay, we've gotten a lot of information, at least. Based on what Andromeda saw of the like the glance that Andromeda got of the owlbear
Mhm.
enclosure.
Mhm.
Like it is blocked off, and then even inside that blocked off area, it is then tied. Correct?
It is not tied in there. No.
Okay, is that not what you said about the stake?
Oh, this portion here, there is a
Oh.
stake driven into the ground, and you see the rope. It is like coiled around it.
I see. Okay.
Then there's the whole complication of the fact that the entire area around is
Right? Did you miss that?
there's undead.
I did miss that.
So as Andromeda approached, there was a moment of oh shit about 180 feet away from the fort, was it?
180 from you to the
From
fort.
us.
So 120 from the fort.
120 or so from the fort. A zombie crept up through the area Andromeda sprinted across. And then went back down after I was confused for a moment.
It's like a perimeter guard or something.
Something like that. I wonder if the Stag Lord does, if we remember correctly, does not have magical abilities that were reported. Could that fellow in the top of the loft carving the figurines, or perhaps another one of them be a necromancer of some kind?
Was not carving figurines. Was just seemingly
Surrounded.
sitting there. Yeah.
I see. But surrounded by carved figurines. That fellow is of interest to me, but we do not have a lot of information.
Said it was about 120 feet out from us, or 180 feet out from us.
180 feet out from us, 120 feet from the fort itself. It might have something to do with the fact that the area immediately around the fort is barren and devoid of anything living, pretty much. I mean, I just presumed that was a defensive measure. If you're holding a place, you don't want to leave any cover in any of your sightlines for people to hide. So they perhaps burned it away or something of the sort, but there might be more to it than that. I couldn't say for sure, though. I think before we make any plans, we should wait for Nico and Rune to come back.
You can still discuss any ideas and then share with them once they're here.
I know that Mayala was partial to an infiltration plan of some sort.
I'm wondering solely if only because Thylakine are native to the region. I'm wondering if sending Thorn 180 feet out to see if he would proc. Like if the undead appears again at the same area.
It wouldn't be a terrible idea. It could just be reasoned as, a wild thylacine is in the area and it just tripped the defenses slightly if something happens.
That's what I was wondering, especially with thylacines being native to the area, and Thorn being a physical creature with no magical signature.
Very true. It might be worth a
Um,
try.
So, Alicia,
Mhm.
give me a. Give me a perception check. A blind one.
Blind perception check.
Since
Alright.
it is not your eyes, you are not the one moving the eyes when you are sharing the senses. You are just getting the vision. So
Right.
whatever Andromeda would think to look at, you got to see. Anything else with peripheral vision would be a flash as Andromeda moves past.
Yeah.
You roll incredibly high.
Oh, excellent.
As you're thinking about the, like, can one of them be like a necromancer maybe? Because I could be controlling these zombies. You think, like, to kind of close your eyes and think through all the flashes that you saw entering down, going around the outside. Horses. Peek in, they're playing cards.
It was the
Wait, there were-
unique one.
There were carvings. Well, like wall markings, like graffiti on the walls. The eyes were not focused. And now it's like barely a memory of a 1 minute timepiece of, someone else's senses. There was some graffiti on the wall of the fort, by the looks of it, like the stone itself. And you think through the rest, like, okay, moves over there, moves over there. As Andromeda is in the, like, ground floor, but, like, where the roast pit is. And, like, focus on, like, there's just a weird wooden slab here. And, like, that was the focus for you as well, as you shared the senses. Like, huh. But you think, no, there were graffiti. What is it graffiti? Is it markings?
Did they have intent behind their drawings?
Really hard to tell, because at no point did Andromeda think to look. These could just be scribbles by bandits. This could be whatever.
They could be arcane or occult markings of some kind. I will share my theory with the group. Also, welcome back, Nico.
Thank you.
I definitely wonder where exactly these undead are, and if there's any gaps in there. Because I can imagine if Andromeda just ran into one almost randomly on approach the first time, it's not. It's either a coincidence that she ran into the only one, or there are many throughout the area. I'm betting on the latter. Is there any gaps in that field? Say, along the main road, perhaps? That might be a way. Or if there's another blind spot, but how would we identify such a thing?
The other thing, again, with having Thorn go and dig a loop, essentially, he might be able to spot are any other undead, or if it was just the one.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
I would agree with that.
So where were we planning on entering?
Well, that's the
This
thing.
place.
We didn't yet have a proper plan. So
Because going through the front entrance seems like that will be incredibly difficult.
well, yeah, it would.
Yeah, and
You, if I remember correctly, you advocated for bluffing the way in, right? Pretending to be one of them?
it's one option, yeah. But even if we get in, that still leaves us in a not the greatest position to fight. We'd still be surrounded by all of them whenever we chose to fight.
True.
Unless we were somehow able to get our way onto the walkways where the watchtowers are.
Mhm.
Um,
I can think of more advanced spells that would drastically simplify this, but I do not have the ability to cast them right now. Pay me no mind. I'll have to keep practicing.
I do wonder if there's some sort of secret entrance underneath this wooden cover over here that you drew on
Mhm.
this map. I wonder if there would be any way to find out if there is one or not. Because if there was one here, we could go here, go up the stairs, and take care of this watchtower and whoever's up here first.
Also, let me do a thing real quick.
There is
Oh, whoops.
also, I do want to point out, while I'm thinking about it, approaching from this vector like that, if we can somehow surmount the wall, get close. If we can get up to the wall, and without being seen in any way, shape, or form, and then figure out a way over the wall without being seen, this area is a blind spot in the watchtowers, and then it is as simple as going around here like that to get to the Stag Lord.
This is super crude and super awkward, but I think that was walls not being set up correctly. And naturally, from where Andromeda was, you couldn't really see like the surrounding region right outside the
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
So I'm crudely doing this.
Mhm.
Okay,
Don't mind me.
Wait, so is this a staircase up to the this watchtower here? Like,
That's
where
my
we're going?
belief. So that's the one piece of information we
Um,
didn't get.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
don't know any of this. Like, that's blacked out. Okay.
Correct. There's you. I imagine you could go along up the staircase, over to the watchtower like here. But I think as well you could go around and stay on the ground level because the Stag Lord is right there where the arrow leads. If you went around the edge, it's exposed. There's an exposed entrance on the flip to the other map.
Okay.
This bit right here.
Mhm.
If you could get
Also,
in
Nico,
like that.
the question of if that is a staircase, that information was gleaned by Andromeda being right here and like flipping around and being able to see, like this
Oh,
portion has
okay.
been crumbled and like be able to like see down to it.
Yeah.
I guess actually it wouldn't make sense that this portion of the wall would at least be big enough that you can see it. But I'll just say if you were able to see it was high enough.
Okay.
So like the vision cone was like this, hence not able to see
Yeah.
past.
Yeah. I guess my main concern is that like whoever the heck is up here and like this guy over here and this person over here and the Stag Lord, how do we avoid fighting all of them at the same time?
Oh, sure.
Mhm. Yeah, because yeah, I don't see a way to like even if we manage to all get into the camp undetected, right? And maybe we take out like let's say that this is a staircase up through the watchtower, which it might not be, but if it is, we can go over here, maybe kill these two guys. How do we deal with the rest of them in any like way that's like or like, can we take them out one by one, or is there any way to remove like one or two of like the seemingly unique people before we like have our main fight with the Stag Lord? You know?
I mean, it is worth noting the Stag Lord was asleep
Right.
right now. He currently, at this moment, is asleep unless he's woken up since. But they all have to sleep at some point.
Right. So maybe better to do this at nighttime then.
Perhaps, although it's still fairly early in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Like, believable that the Stag Lord is just sleeping in and not that he's nocturnal.
You have no reason to believe that he is nocturnal, yeah.
Right. It would be much easier for us to approach. I... I wonder if it might possibly be advantageous for us to set perhaps the stable on fire.
Why the horses? What have you got against horses?
I don't have anything against the horses. I'm thinking tactically.
In other words, you want to create some sort of distraction.
A distraction, a fire starting, especially with some large animals that can be spooked and cause an extra amount of distress and commotion. That might be an excellent opening for us to confront, to take down the Stag Lord. My preference is definitely to take him as unawares as possible. The biggest... So, there are three possible ways we could do this. It is frontal assault, sneaking, or deceptive infiltration. I think we should right here and now rule out for the frontal assault option. That seems like a terrible idea that will get us all killed.
Great.
But then you can roll new character.
No. No. So I do think that both sneaking in and bluffing our way in have good points and bad points, difficulties and eases. Bluffing our way in, I think it would make it would drastically simplify our approach to the place and would allow us in past the first walls. But then they would be aware of our presence and they could uncover the deception and face us then and there. There is a danger to that, for certain. Sneaking our way in, then the problem becomes first and foremost how we approach the field of undead, and then how we surmount the wall, all while remaining unseen from the watchtowers. I definitely think remaining unseen from the watchtowers is easier. Just simply based upon the fact that there's only 3 and they have a distinct blind spot. Now, it's not even a blind spot altogether because the one watchtower in the top right can see to that area. But they're not being particularly observant from what we saw.
Mhm.
Either way, though, the complication is approaching, and then the ease is once we would be inside, we could potentially accomplish a number of objectives that would make our time inside much easier, or even take down the Stag Lord before any of the others are even aware. There's also a third option where we do some of both. Part of the group approaches and bluffs their way in the front. We have the password and everything.
Right.
And then that if they are confident in their deceptive capabilities, then they could get into a position where it could be advantageous. And then others could infiltrate, especially if the people who are bluffing their way in are entering at the same time, drawing attention from the sentries and such.
I am a bit worried about how much of a choke point they have if we enter that way.
Well, if we're sneaking in, the hope is that they won't see us and engage us. If we're bluffing our way in, then the hope is that they do not see through the deception and therefore do not engage us. Both options, the optimal outcome is that they don't see us as hostile, or they don't see that hostiles are present. That
part I'm not worried about. The part is where we catch the Stag Lord unawares, and well, even the most optimal outcome, it's kind of cramped.
Well, yes, of course, but that can work to our favor, especially if they have numbers. If they want to, if we hold a choke point of some kind, then if they want to get to us, they have to come in fewer number, which is more beneficial to our idea.
So that kind of begs the question, who's our shield wall?
Well, it would be either Mayala or I.
Flawless grimaces.
No, we don't have any shields in our group, do we?
I technically do. Arcane in nature, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. That works. Oh.
Oh.
My worry is going to be line of sight.
Line of sight how? That's a pretty broad term.
Let's say, things are unoptimal. Once we engage, one bad mishap happens. I need to pick someone up off the ground. Say we got too many bodies in one place and I can't exactly shimmy around to get a quick pick-me-up.
Right. That is fair. That is pretty cramped.
Because if you're going to be engaging in a melee in his chambers, ideally, I don't go in there at all.
There wouldn't be enough
You
room
have a
for
good
a lot of
point.
people in there.
And if I'm not in there
overall.
at all, yes, I'm out of danger. Let's say you bite off more than you can chew, even in optimal circumstances.
I mean,
Uh,
optimal circumstances, honestly, as much as it pains me to admit, the optimal outcome is that we slit the man's throat in his sleep and he bleeds out before he even wakes.
Well, you'll still have to deal with the rest of them.
Indeed, but that's...
oh
Who
no,
knows
a
how
big
many of them will
motherfucker
stick
like
around
that,
and
you
fight,
slit his
even...
throat, he ain't gonna have a dying gasp. It's gonna be more of a dying elephant scream.
Probably. I don't expect him to go down easily, but... I don't know. It's many, many hypotheticals.
On the other hand, maybe we're tackling this problem in the reverse order. We know that supposedly the Stag Lord is constantly drunk, right? If
True.
maybe the reason why he's even asleep at this time in the first place is because he drinks himself to death every night and just passes out until whatever time in the afternoon or later in the morning.
Ooh,
It might be possible that if we somehow drag some of them away from the Stag Lord's corridor or chambers and deal with them first, we could take care of them before Stag Lord can even get himself out of bed.
That's true. I believe if we do infiltration, we should do it... Call it a few hours before sunrise hits.
Right.
That is the best time to do so. I've read somewhere that it was a military treaty of some kind. I recall reading where a camp's watch is weakest as the night shift drags on and the night watch gets more tired, but before the morning watch comes into place fresh of energy.
Right.
And I believe the same will be true here. Not to mention, if we do it at night, it's very likely that a large number of them will be asleep. And we could potentially eliminate a number of them before they're even conscious. If that happens. If we do get into a scuffle, we might be able to end it before others are awoken.
That is a good point, yeah.
what if we poison his alcohol supply? He's
That's
drinking
another
every
idea.
night.
We don't have access to any poisons, though, do we?
Not
Do we?
currently.
How about we ask the pixies we helped earlier for some fuck off ivy or some shit?
We don't know if they would even oblige, much less have something for us there.
We have Hollyhock as a rep.
That is a good point.
We do, but again, there's the whole question of would they give us something that we could use?
Hmm.
Don't know if we don't know if they do ingested poisons of any kind. There is, however, an alchemist that we do know that would trade fang berries for such for various concoctions, I believe it was.
Or and That druid fellow we helped? That we fought the bear for?
Possibly. Again, we don't know if he does anything with poisons. We
Don't know till we ask.
Well, it is true, but that's not something typically most people. That's not a common skill set.
You know, there is also the option of, aside from possible poisoning and all that, since you can make people invisible, we always have the option of having someone go in there and letting the owlbear loose.
That is a good point. That is a very, very good point.
They don't come across as owlbear tamers, so yeah. Just let it wreck hell.
No. Noelle, I do want to ask. Hi. So, like, we saw the Stag Lord in there, and, like, he was asleep. Is there anything more that we can tell about him besides, like he was asleep? Did he look like he was, like, passed out, like, as if he had been drinking a lot the previous night? Is it possible to tell that?
So again, this is from a 1 minute period during which Andromeda tried to go fast to be able to get as much information in that 1 minute period as possible.
Right.
There's very much a, like, you know, glimpse the corner. Hold on, let me get the tool. Glimpse this corner and be like, oh, that's important. Come a little closer, see it, walk off to get more information. How he was laying down, question mark. It's just a guy laying down.
Okay.
There were bottles strewn about. And you
Okay.
can even see on the
Oh yeah, on the art. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there is the possibility of poisoning him. Wait, so invisibility lasts 10 minutes, right?
Correct.
And how long would it take for us to get from here down the main road to the front entrance?
I mean, you can do the math on that. It's a direct line from you to the fort is 300 feet.
Okay. Okay, so that's like pretty quick, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so what if we were planning to have some people bluff their way in, some people to sneak in from another area. What if one of the people going through the front gate was invisible the whole time? And as soon as that gate opens, that invisible person just goes in to the room and lets the owlbear out.
And then, honestly, more than that, they could cause a whole hell of a lot of more chaos. They could, in theory, let the owlbear out and then go over to set the stable on fire, or vice versa order.
Right.
Or maybe perhaps set the warehouse, the wooden storehouse on the backside on ablaze. They could cause all sorts of chaos.
Above board question. Does any of that, what we mentioned, count as a hostile action to break invisibility?
I'd say interacting with the liver is not or whatever contraption as such, it would not be a hostile activity.
Lighting a torch for stables?
Okay, I guess I missed that. I mean, lighting something on fire, I could maybe construe as a hostile action.
There is a specific definition for hostile action. It is ruled.
Oh, handy.
In PC.
Directly or indirectly. I mean, then the opening the gate is also on.
It does specifically say opening a door and accidentally freeing
Creature.
a horrible creature would not be.
Accidentally freeing a horrible monster.
I suppose.
You open a door and you don't know what's behind and you release Cthulhu. Whoops. You open the door because you know Cthulhu is in there. Not a whoops.
Yeah, but how does the magic know that?
I don't know.
That's
It is
very
you are opening it
strange.
with hostile intent. The intention is the hostile effect.
Wait, it's saying
Also-
opening a door and accident. Oh, okay. It's not an accident.
Yeah.
Accident is the
Mhm.
operative word here.
I find that very strange.
Hmm. Well, it is magic.
Hmm.
And a torch with on the stables with
Yeah.
horses inside. That is doing that to another creature, hostile or otherwise.
Right. Okay. Well,
Hmm.
Make it a 2-pronged attack then.
I
2
can.
charges of invincibility.
I have a.
And that's
Chesty.
she's maybe PC going sleep mode, maybe?
maybe.
Did leave 20 minutes for go for an errand.
Oh shit. Okay.
I will say I can cast invisibility up to 3 times in a day. I have a scroll and I have 2 spell slots that can facilitate invisibility.
So what if we do 2 individuals who are invisible, and some sort of signal, sound or otherwise, they do both
Also,
actions
I'll-
simultaneously.
I'll say this because, worrying about it doesn't really matter. Since you only prepared 1 use of invisibility today, I doubt today is the day you would infiltrate anyway.
Correct.
Would you want to, knowing that, swap one of them out for invisibility in case you use it for such? If you do, I'll let you. Like, even after the fact, like right now.
Welcome back.
Honestly, I think I would probably have. Well, yeah. I think today won't be the infiltration day, but
Yeah.
I would have prepared both of my spell slots to be invisibility just for the purpose of scouting. God, I feel so
This is-
indecisive about this. This
Yeah,
is
this is complicated. This is a complicated
Let's-
problem.
yeah. Let's
Don't
not,
worry, there's a
we,
lot of stuff here too for it.
Hmm.
There is. Let's not dwell too long on the what
Also,
might happens.
If you want any sort of hints from me, I can try to craft them in a way that doesn't just directly give you an answer, but give you more of an idea.
Mhm.
Because this is a complicated thing. Yeah.
Is there? Okay. Well, I guess I will ask. Is there anything like glaringly obvious we're missing, or that we haven't like mentioned that we probably should have thought about?
Mm.
Exit plan?
Well,
Well, the exit plan is kill them all and walk out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not 100% glaringly obvious, but one of them would be, in my opinion, if you get in there, through infiltration means reasonably, maybe you can talk to the bandits and make them agree that, hey, the Stag Lord gotta go. Maybe the personalities of some of them are worth trying to turn.
Oh yeah, like the depressed guy. Said he looked like he
This-
didn't want to be there. Yeah.
The whatchamacallit? Essentially, the ways of entry are very clear. Either you sneak in, or you infiltrate your way in.
Right.
And a possible, where's my drawing tool there? A possible other thing of entry.
We
But
don't
if
know.
under there it's a trapdoor, you don't really know where it leads.
Yeah, that could
You
be a
could
whole
look around
thing.
and maybe find it. Yeah, so those are like the two ways of entry with an asterisk for a third. Followed by, once you're in there, whether you stealth or infiltrate, yeah, you could try to just get to the Stag Lord and maybe get rid of him. But there's also the fact that if you manage to infiltrate, or stealth or infiltrate, you can try to pick them off one by one. You can talk to them. You can think like, if you are willing, if you are able to get there and make them believe you're one of them, as long as you got the roles, you can do anything. You can convince them, hey, let's go on a hunt together. Just as a like example of what you could do.
Right. If
So
our
that like
disguise is all that.
the essentially TLDR, you asked for an obvious way. I would say charisma skills.
Yeah.
So I'm the if the disguises hold up a bit, let's go forward assuming we do a good enough job to do whatever plan we're going through with. Is it probable that the plan will fall apart at some point? Absolutely. The plan will fall apart at some point, but we can't plan for every possible thing we do going wrong.
Mhm.
So if we plan for something like someone goes up to the front door, knocks and lies their way in, we plan for that going to success.
I don't know if we covered this earlier. How conspicuous do we look as a group? Because last time I looked, they look all human.
You know.
That's a hard question for me to answer. Were they all human? I imagine.
So
I'm just going off the art.
let's say, let's say the people the people Andromeda was able to see in there, all seem to be human. The Thorn River Bandit camp that you infiltrated by now months ago, haha, IRL. Let's say, since the art doesn't say, let's say one of them was an elf, but the rest were human.
It is feasible that we could pass most of us off as human.
Wallace gestures wildly toward himself.
No, screw Wallace. What about the fairy?
Yeah, no, Hollyhock is an entirely different thing.
We could hide Holly, if I'm being honest.
That is honestly what I was thinking. Holly could simply.
Oh, that's
She
true.
could tuck herself behind
hide-
someone's neck and underneath her hoodie or something.
I don't think she's that small, but either way, she could hide in a
Behind
bag
a
or
back is
something.
easy enough, probably.
Yeah,
What's a hoodie?
I don't know.
I'll ask this
that's
because
good.
the whole thing of infiltration. I'll ask this from their POV. Bandits show up. Why?
Money.
Like bandits show up to the
Yeah, if
camp.
this is an infiltration thing, you are coming to the front door, trying to pose yourself as bandits. Why are you showing up?
I think I remember them like someone like said they sometimes send people over there to like bring supplies and such. But other than that,
There's also the
know.
way of potentially this is just a random band of miscreants who want to start working for the biggest, baddest criminal in the region because they've been exiled for whatever the fuck reason they're out here and need to earn a living of some kind.
right. But that
is one way
immediately
to do
puts that immediately puts all of the attention on us because we label ourselves as like people who are different than the rest.
And I will note, since it's been a while, in case people have forgotten, yes, the Thorn River Bandit camp, the reason they had like supply, stuff was supposed to be brought here every once in a while. parts
I
of the
think-
stolen stuff that you have afterwards all brought back to Oleg and Svetlana. Some of that was supposed to go to the Stag Lord.
It might be our best option to pose as members of that camp, bringing a load of supplies or loot or something like that.
Right.
And
Or
then if they question like, "Oh, I haven't seen you around before," just lie and say that that person under suspicion is new to the group and such like that.
yeah.
And honestly, just look at the three of us who are most human looking. A hood would cover up most of the suspicious features, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So, appearance aside, we might need to address one small thing, Alicia.
What's that?
These are the company. Well, okay, I call them company. The company we'll be having are God, what's a complicated but accurate word? Miscreants. Yeah, miscreants is a proper word for this.
Yeah.
Your vocabulary is a bit shall I say pristine in comparison.
Yes, I would.
I'm a bit worried it might be a red flag from their perspective.
So, that is absolutely the case. I would ideally not be speaking at all.
Okay.
I would leave it to people who are much better suited for lying. Please do not ask me to lie. I am terrible at it.
Okay. As long as we're in agreement.
It is something that we could do. That we could have some of the group, mayhaps. Irden looks like the rough type, and Mayala, you would say you're fairly good at lying, correct?
I can try it, I'd say.
That seems like a fairly confident. We could send perhaps Mayala and Irden as to infiltrate. Irden just plays the part, grumbles and grimaces, and looks like a menacing outlander, because you already do look like a menacing outlander in some ways. You could definitely fit in the easiest. Perhaps they, in the supplies they bring, they could hide Holly within them. And it is reasonable to say that Wallace and I could literally just follow behind a few steps while invisible.
Yeah, maybe not have me talk. I might have bumpkin speech, but I'm more prone to piss people off than fit in. If I'm completely honest.
How good are you at lying?
Oh no, I'm an honest asshole. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. But essentially, I actually kind of like this approach for getting in. Two people as the
Okay.
face, and make it look like a small group, which would honestly reduce their suspicion even more. If 5 people showed up at their gate just to deliver supplies, then that might raise some flags or danger signals. But if it's just 2 people, maybe even 3, possibly, I don't know. But if it is such, in fact, wait, hang on. Who was the lady who ran that camp? Do we know?
Cressel, right?
Yeah. Hold on, I got it up.
Do you think you can?
Above table, I'm pretty sure it was the one bandit that had dual axes
Yeah.
and was fond of chopping hands.
Yeah.
It's always someone with an axe that
Crystal.
almost kills a teammate.
Do you how? It could be that I don't know if it's. It might be too much attention for the leader of that camp to arrive with the supplies, but it's. Okay, the more I think about it, the less I like this idea. Put it on a back burner, but it might be feasible for Mayala to try and pretend to be that person to get into the camp. I don't know if that's the best idea though.
Yeah, we would have to come up with an excuse as to why we don't have supplies.
I mean, quite
Also, no,
frankly,
not all of them were wearing the same kind of stuff. To your memory, that's what Cressel looked like.
true.
I could use the bandana to hide Myla's ears.
True.
Yeah.
And hair too.
Yeah. Um.
And if you showed up with your dueling sword, or just a sword in even if it's just partially concealed, rather than the dual axes, that might be a bit suspicious. And then to do
Yeah.
otherwise, to give you two axes and then hide the sword too much would leave you unarmed,
Right.
or at least without your favorite weapon.
I could always say it's spoils from some noble we happened across.
True. And as far as like actually supplies, we could just go back to Oleg's trading post and get some empty crates, and maybe a small hand cart.
It might be smart to actually bring some supplies in case they check the
True.
boxes immediately.
That's true. And then yeah, we could. This is forming to be a plan that is much more complicated than I expected. I'm liking it though.
You telling me pillaging corpses of the dead bandits every time that we came out alive was actually paying off now?
Oh, perhaps.
Right, how much stuff do we still have?
So
have much
Wallace has been
recipe.
sneaking shit in the party stash after every encounter. But
I think we've sold all of it.
Yeah.
We sold all of
Pretty
it.
much all of it's been sold. Yeah.
All of it. But a proper if does Mayala have a disguise kit? You were planning on getting one, right?
I think I talked about this with Noel earlier. The only reason
Didn't I
I
think?
didn't,
Yeah, I let you
Okay.
get it because you would have gotten it.
yeah, the only reason I didn't buy one is because I didn't know. I forgot that you needed a disguise kit to make
Yeah.
disguises.
Yeah, we don't need the exact armor if that's the case. It would help probably, but
Yeah.
we wouldn't need the exact look because Mayala could make up the difference.
But disguise kit is more so like, makeup and like bits of clay to kind of mold your face a little bit, not a wardrobe.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. I suppose indirectly, it would make up for any shortcomings in exactness. Is all I mean.
Right. So I could make myself look like Cressel.
You could, but
Yeah.
then she would need an excuse for being there.
Yeah.
Honestly, it
I
might
mean,
be easier
technically
to.
speaking, you killed Cressel. You left the body wherever you decided. Maybe it's still there.
Right.
I mean, do we
But then-
remember what she looked like enough for like Mayala to make a convincing disguise of her with a disguise kit?
I would make the DC fairly high. You've seen her
Okay.
once in combat.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a good point.
Honestly, it might just be easier to pose as two, like, grunt level
Yeah.
bandits, just delivering supplies.
Yeah, that would be less complicated.
Yeah. And then what? So, here to recap what we have so far, because this is something I'm beginning to like. The idea of we go back to Oleg's to get some basic supplies and also something to hide Holly in. And we disguise up Iridan and Mayala being the face of the infiltration. And then we start heading down, and within sight, we just have you two with the supplies and Hidden Holy start down the road out of sight, and Wallace and I hide in the brush nearby, and as soon as we see you pass, we invisible ourselves and then catch up with you so we can make the most out of invisibility. And just follow very closely behind as to hopefully avoid the undead. And then
Any brushes you could be hiding in would be 300 feet away.
yeah, no, I mean we can still get, if they are passing along the road, it would still be within the time limit to actually cast invisibility from the 300 feet away and then spend like the first minute or two going over to join them as they pass by.
Yeah, okay. I misunderstood. I thought you were like, wait till they see that the gate is open and are able to walk in, then we cast invisibility and run over before the gate closes.
No, not
Yeah.
quite.
Yeah.
Not quite.
But then all we would need to do would be to get inside with that with that plan. And honestly, the top left guard tower right here, that has a blind spot of where we could potentially hide if the invisibility were to wear off, or on the ground level here on the east side, or perhaps in a nook between the storage room on the staircase and the walls here. There's a number of places we could hide to decloak, or we could do something else. But either way, that's the plan thus far, is to essentially, we fill most of the boxes with some basic supplies, and then keep Holly's box on, or a box or whatever that we hide Holly in near the bottom, so if they do check them, then they don't find Holly right away.
Could work.
But
Also, so if we disguise ourselves as those bandits, we would have to get supplies to act convincingly. However, we have some perfectly good bandits right here that weren't sent out for supplies, and Myla just points to the dead bodies that are like somewhere that we placed somewhere that are clearly Stag Lord bandit, or that we learned were Stag Lord bandits.
I mean, they have the
true.
amulets around their necks.
Yeah.
That is true. I do think...
Were they sent out... Do you think they were sent out here to just... Or maybe they weren't even sent out. Maybe they were just, like...
You have no clue?
Looking for things.
We don't know. We should have questioned them. Damn it.
We didn't know
That
at
is
the
an
time.
even better idea than supplies, honestly. And if they wonder why there are so few, just say they got killed.
Right.
I'm sure that won't come off as...
These ones couldn't run away.
Yeah. That
It's
should
just
be
kind of
easy
accurate.
enough.
I'm kind of slow.
We found the camp of adventurers over there. A few of us got taken down. We found this cool sword off of one of their bodies, so I get to keep mine as we go inside of the camp.
Maybe downplay how easy it is to capture me, because it's kind of accurate. I can only run so far.
That is, honestly, bringing Wallace in as a prisoner might not be a bad idea, because that would, if I could save both of my spell slots for combat, that would be a boon. I could simply use a scroll of invisibility for myself.
You better have a surproof way to get me out of there, because you fighting without your heals is kind of,
Well, if you just... let me demonstrate, and Alicia goes up and just gets a bit of rope and, like, put your hands behind your back.
He complies.
Stop resisting.
And she just loosely binds it around them, and just keep your hands there, and I don't even knot it. And it should be such that you can just pull your arms away whenever you want, if it's loose enough.
Mm,
You should be able to pull your arms.
you'd better
Back
hope I
and
don't get
just-
led to a cell or something.
That's a good point.
We didn't see any prisoner cells.
Yeah.
You'd better hope they
Yeah.
keep prisoners then. If you didn't see prisoners,
Right.
they might just go,
Yeah.
yeah, no prisoners.
Yeah.
If we're all
Draws
if we're
arrow.
all there, then if they do try to attack us, then we just ditch and attack them. But
I do
Then that
think
we
turns-
there's
could.
a
Then
little
that
bit
turns
too
into a
much
front
risk.
door approach.
Right. I do think there's a little bit too much unpredictability of what they will do with Wallace if we have him be seen as a prisoner.
But just don't let Wallace leave your custody, essentially.
Mm,
Right. But if any of the higher ups and or seemingly higher ups inside that fort decide they want to do something with him, we'll have no way of stopping that from happening without fighting.
Well, in the end, we are there to fight,
Yeah.
right? We just need to get
Guess so.
we need to get within their guard, is what we really need to do.
Yeah.
And
That's the other thing. Once we're in, what's our plan? How do we start this in an advantageous scenario?
honestly, the thing we need to worry about the most, beyond the Stag Lord himself, is the owlbear. We need to prevent them from activating the cage, from opening the cage.
I feel like they would be most likely to. I doubt they have that tamed. I don't think they
Correct.
would be wanting to use that
on
against
the off
us.
chance the owl bear
Perhaps
plows
backed into a
through the resistance, it might end up that we sandwich the owl bear, or we sandwich the stag lord between us and the owl bear.
That seems extremely unlikely and circumstantial. Honestly, I think the thing to worry the owlbear, them releasing the owlbear is a worry, because we don't know what a corner, what they do will do when cornered and feel like they're out of options and driven to desperation. They might. It might be as simple as one of the lower level bandits seeing his fellows get cut down, panicking, and deciding on his own authority, I'm opening the cage and bolting so that I have the best chance of escaping.
Right.
It could be that. I don't think that we'll get a scenario in which the Stag Lord is. I don't think we'll be able to plan for a scenario in which we can catch the Stag Lord between us and an owlbear. If we have an opportunity to enact that, I think it's worth considering. But that's more of an opportunity that we seize in the moment than something we set up and plan for. At least that's what I think, anyways.
Also, another thing on the owlbear, Alicia, since you have, actually you too, Wallace, both of you, since you're magic users, do either of you have any way of opening that gate from a distance?
Yeah, I do. I have a telekinetic hand. If I just knew the mechanism to open the gates, it should be
Wasn't
very
this a rope and a stake? Couldn't you just
rudimentary.
burn it?
I don't know if it was holding the gate closed. I don't know how it worked. We didn't get a good look at it.
Right.
Mm.
It is possible that if we're in there and it's as easy to open as pulling a lever. According to your map, we could just have someone stand around here out of sight of most people, and you can pull the lever with telekinetic hand.
It's a rather short range, unfortunately, 30 feet. I don't remember the distances off the top of my head.
Hmm.
It's been just long enough that I can't
Right.
Did
easily recall.
was
I
there
will-
a good look at the mechanism at all? Like, do we know what?
Not
No,
really.
It was mentioned there was a rope and stake, but like,
that's all we know.
With that pass, it was 1 minute to try and run around and get as much information as possible. No time to like stare at it intently and trying to figure out exactly what it is. Essentially, what Andromeda saw, there's a big ass gate. There's a rope from the gate to that stake, and it's tied to the stake.
because if the rope is the concern, I can throw a fucking axe at the rope.
True.
That real simple.
I mean, that's definitely an option. If releasing the rope would open the cage, then yeah, that certainly would help.
Wow, this is so hard.
That would actually be something if we did manage to get in stealthily. That is something Earden could do from, like, say here, and
Right.
because of Shadow Sheath, as soon as it
It would-
struck, it would vanish.
So it would just
So there
look
wouldn't
like the
be
rope
any
failing.
evidence. Yeah.
And you could potentially do that from an infiltration of just deception. You've heard you were here for the plan that to date, right?
Yeah.
Split like infiltration, hide holly, and stealth sort of deal.
Yeah. My main issue with just going in directly as potential bandits or disguise is we are actively drawing attention to ourselves by doing that.
Right.
They aren't exactly gonna glaze over 4 newcomers just entering their camp, doing
Well,
willy
I
nilly.
mean, if we do it this way, then there would only be 2 newcomers.
Oh
Two
god, that
exfoliators
owlbear
here.
might be our safe
Yeah.
bet because
If
it
we
would just be an instant diversion.
Yeah. If we also look like these Stag Lord bandits that we just killed, there's also the chance that they were expected to come back to camp anyways.
Yeah. So I don't think that them knowing we're there, if they think if they think we're one of them, I don't think there's that much of a concern with them knowing those people are there.
After the initial, there is still the initial risk of our disguises get blown immediately when we
Yeah.
enter
I think-
the area, in which case all the attention would be on us. So there is some
There is always
validity to that.
I think there's the risk of that no matter what we do. There's an equal risk that if we just try to sneak in, that somebody just sees us and shouts, "Hey, there are infiltrators here."
Right.
There's
know
a
what?
there's a major
We
point of
could
failure with
really-
either way.
We could use the attention drawn to ourselves to our advantage with triggering the owlbear gate. It would make it a bit easier if what the hell are these guys doing here? Even if they're invisible, like they won't. If it turns out that mechanism to open the owlbear cage is a bit more complicated than we thought, then
There's
they're
too-
not really paying attention to that.
I feel like there's too much we don't know about the owlbear cage and the owlbear itself. It makes me nervous. using that. I think the optimal thing is to make sure that it doesn't come into play, rather than a wild card that could turn on us in a moment. Because it could be the case that releasing it is an advantage for us. They might have it tamed through some means. We don't know. I think it's as unlikely that it is a tamed creature that they have command over, but
Well, Irden, you're good with animals. You could probably tell if it's tamed or not if we're in there for any amount of time, right?
I could attempt. And the issue my gut's telling me at the moment is we're planning for way too many contingencies, and the more we plan, the more chances there are for things to go wrong.
That's definitely one thing. One thing that I'm worried about is planning more means that there's more points of failure. I think entry, we've boiled it down to as simple as we can get it. With my confidence. Once we're within, I don't know what we do. Unless you still have worries about entry, Irden.
If we snuck in,
I'm not exactly the talking type. So, front entrance, at least to me, feels too risky.
I suppose so. It's not without risk. Do you have another idea?
if we sneak over, how will we get over the wall without being noticed? It might be difficult.
That's one question.
It might be even if they can't see us. There's a Helidara. Even if they can't see us, trying to get ourselves over the wall might cause a lot of noise, and making two of us invisible doesn't exactly help with that problem either.
Correct. And I don't think there is a part of the wall that is... I think every bit of the top of the wall is within line of sight of one of the watchtowers. I suppose... You know what? There is one thing we should do. That wooden slab, we should... If it is a tunnel, we should try and covertly find the other end of it.
Right. I think it's worth an extra day just to see if that's a viable entrance, because that would solve all of our problems if it is.
Yeah, we could... That's what... Go ahead.
Oh, Erden was just going to explain the plan for him and Thorn to scout when it gets darker.
Right.
That's a wonderful idea. I think I can give you invisibility for the first 10 minutes of your scouting mission if you think that would help. I still have one use of it today. Or perhaps one of us could go around with the invisibility in addition.
Do invisibility if needed. My thought process was I'd stay a little bit further back where there's a brush for me to hide, to stealth in. Not as concerned about Thorn being
Fair
seen,
enough.
given he's native to the area. On Thylakeen, hunting at dusk is not an uncommon sight out here.
Honestly, I could, if you are keeping a low profile on scouting, I could go with you, and that way I could be on hand if invisibility is needed at a moment's notice. I am rather good at being quiet, like yourself. if you think that would be a boon to you, of course.
Not, not the worst option, I'm just thinking.
So,
Just for scouting in particular, it's more bodies, more chances to be seen.
yeah, true.
And you can't see in the dark, kid.
That is an excellent point you make. And I don't think I have a way to remedy that. Let me see.
Not without setting
Nope.
yourself up as a beacon for the entire camp.
Very true. I will stay back then.
Alright. I guess that's settled then.
Unless two of us hold Alicia by the arm, going through the.
I mean, for the scouting mission, I don't think it would have to be Iridan and Iridan alone. I don't think.
Oh no, I mean
think
when we were actually in there.
Mm. I mean, if we're in there, they would have lights within that would shine illumination. Did I get? Yeah.
GM is hard work.
Is it now?
Yeah.
do
Stretching and
think-
such. You know.
I do think.
Me too.
Fantastic. Very proud of you. Sorry, that came off a bit wrong. Apologies.
You're all good.
Dangerous
But-
habit of thinking.
Oh, absolutely, I can vouch for that. I do think that we should all, right now, just in case, this is a superstition almost, but we should all, if we approach the fort even slightly, each one of us should wear one of the Stag Lord necklaces, in case they are some way linked to the undead or magical charms, or just charms that the undead recognize them by. The chances of that are very minimal. I don't think it is the case, but on the off chance I am wrong, it can't hurt to just wear the necklace when we're in the proximity.
I suppose you're right.
Because I mean, yeah.
I guess the question I want to put forward that we haven't really covered is if Hollyhock has some sort of a tactic that would change up or open up another option for us.
Commander doesn't have any magical effects. It's just
No.
Unless lets you move more or attack more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from what I remember from Commander things in general, especially at this level, they're only really
Yeah.
useful in combat.
Okay. I ain't got nothing unless you want me to slot in calm 3 times.
Well, I think we should go ahead and wait for Aiden scouting, because our plan changes
Agreed.
if we do find a secret entrance, and if we don't, then we can plan accordingly.
Agreed.
So we'll let him, I suppose you can do that. Tonight?
Actually,
We could take an extra day to plan, it wouldn't hurt, I think.
I could actually. I still have a use of invisibility left. I could myself go make a loop around to get a set of eyes on it before he makes his pass at night, before night falls. That way, I could still see, and it would be still fairly safe. I do think it would be ideal to get Thorn to do a loop around to see if to prod the barrier for undead presence beforehand. If that's what you were planning, if you were planning on doing something like that, Iriden, like just sending Thorn out to do that. But I could do a loop around before nightfall to try and get an extra set of eyes on it. Who knows, that could be something that you miss. I don't think that likely, but...
If you think you can keep it within the duration of your spell, then go for it.
I would say... Give me a moment to think and do some calculating in my head.
Above table, just to be clear on what is being asked. When it gets darker, Irden is planning to go with Thorn, but Irden is going to stay outside of the barren area.
Yeah.
And look from there, while Thorn can, because he's not as concerned about Thorn being seen. If he sees an opportunity to get closer while staying hidden, assuming the undead are not attracted or anything like that, then that may end up happening depending on the situation.
Of course, and that's a good idea, honestly. And I think no matter what my scouting mission reveals, if I do that beforehand, you should definitely go anyway, just because you have Thorn and a more, honestly, a little bit more of a discerning eye than me. You might catch something that I missed, even if I do think I spot something.
Yeah, for what it's worth, I have both dark vision and expert perception.
Yeah. I just have an extra invisibility spell slot, and more checks on a perception check is just a benefit to that. Now, if in 10 minutes I could theoretically move, it's 100 rounds, and I could move 75 feet in a round, technically. I could move quite a ways, and I could do quite a loop around, taking my time doing so, and still make it back within the 10-minute time period.
Yeah, the other option would be giving Irden that same invisibility, and then he could go into the barren area with Thorn, and not have to keep distance.
That is true. I think that is a better idea. Let us wait till nightfall, and I will use invisibility on you.
Right. Okay. Also, when I guess above table, when you all are scouting, when you make this loop around to like the southeast area of the wall, I'd like to see like which of these watchtowers could like realistically see someone climbing over this wall here. If our plan is to like climb over the wall here.
Yeah.
Right.
So part of what Irden will be doing as his scouting is hidden entrances or any gaps in the wall that we didn't see previously.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If he has time within that like period of being unseen, he will try and get an idea of vantage lines from the watchtowers.
Yeah.
That's a good plan.
But if we can get in through a hidden entrance or something, the watchtowers will not matter.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. I'll just say this, in case I forget it later, and in the case that we do not find a secret entrance, if we plan to sneak through here, and let's say only one of the watchtowers can like see this area, it's possible that if Mayela can ask to be let in at night, I can distract the only watchtower that can see that area, so that the rest of you can sneak in easier.
True.
other option would be to have a diversion set on the side that watchtower is on.
Right. Yeah. But either way, let's do scouting first.
Mhm.
You wait for nightfall.
I would say yeah.
Easy enough. Let's do that. Oh, that's
I
me.
do. I do think, based on my guess is that it was about 120 feet from the fortress that the undead popped out. It might be ideal to keep a radius of about 150 feet away from the fort as you make your loop. Maybe a little bit further. I'm not sure. Whatever you think is safe.
I'll first thing is gonna see if there's a reaction from the undead.
Yeah.
I have a weird question, Noel. Owlbears.
Oh yeah, let me. It's a little awkward, but actually no, I can just do lights. There we go.
Oh, true. Oh, that's cool.
How do I phrase this?
That's a good question.
Because the way that I was originally going to ask it sounds very fucking stupid.
Uh-huh.
Which the way I was originally going to phrase it was an owlbear is an animal, right?
Correct.
A better way to ask the question is, would I be able to make an animal call for owlbears?
Technically, yes. If you manage to do it, you could like make a animal call that sounds like an owlbear cub, for example. As to how that would work, I don't know. As to how difficult it would be, I don't know. That'd
We
be-
faced an owlbear. I know what they sound like.
You know what an owlbear sounds like, yeah. But also, it's not quite as simple as, you know, I've talked to my Yala, I know what my Yala sounds like.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
No, I was just asking if it was a valid target for making an animal call of.
It would be quite difficult. Because, like, yeah, it might take you like a couple tries. You could get there to a point where you think it could work. It's not like it would cost you really anything, it would cost you time. Just whittling away at a stick, basically.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I think it would take too much time for this in particular unless we wanted to take some extra days. I was just wondering about the viability of
it is something you could do, since, like, yeah, an animal call is just, you know, you're introducing different texture to add, like, grumbliness or constraining the space more to increase the pitch. And you just work with that until you get to something that sounds like an owlbear.
yeah, for the sake of clarity as to what is going through my head for the rest of the party, if we had the extra, like if we decided to take the extra time for Earden to attempt to make an owlbear call, above table, I am wondering about the viability of using that to, I don't know, have the owlbear do a distraction from inside during our infiltration if we choose that.
Like cause it to get like agitated or something.
Yeah.
That would be like safer than letting it out, I guess, or more predictable than letting it out at least.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. And how would you do that?
And worst case scenario, if it did end up happening where it did get if the situation where it did get let out came into play, the animal call then would assist if there was like a command in an animal like back the fuck up or something.
Right.
But I just don't know if it's worth trying to follow that train of thought.
I think it would be worth considering, yeah. The only problem would just be like, how would you do the call in a way that doesn't let us get spotted?
What do you mean?
Like, if you're going to like, make the owlbear noise to, I guess if you're invisible, it wouldn't like matter as much, right? If you make the if you
No,
Are-
and that's not, and it's not
yeah.
intended as a hostile action.
Yeah. Right. So okay, that solves that problem.
Well, what do you wish to do?
Once
The
dark,
sun is setting.
once it gets dark, Bearden and Thorn will head out for scouting, I think.
Wow.
Hi.
You have literally missed nothing.
Damn.
Correct.
We've just been planning because this is a surprisingly complicated problem.
Yeah. If you actually, yeah. If you assuming you sound like you're on your PC.
I am.
Hi.
Hi.
If you look to Foundry, you can see there are images of inside of the fort with scribbles on them that aren't really annotated in a meaningful way.
Question mark. Exclamation mark times 3. Star.
So
5.
I
1.
hate
So I
to
can
put
go through and
this-
explain if you'd like. What's up?
I hate to put this in the universe, and feel free to tell me if you can't answer this question. Is there a non-zero chance that Irden tames the owlbear?
That's true.
Only if it's
No.
non-zero. That's all I'm asking. I'm not talking about probable. I'm
Taming an
asking if it's
animal
non-zero.
takes some time.
Just
Yeah,
tame the
not-
zombie.
I think Wallace was asking like not specifically in this encounter, but if the owlbear lives the encounter, I think is what Wallace was asking.
Like, technically speaking, yeah. Like, in terms of can the bard fuck the dragon rolls? Like, yeah. But even more realistic than that. Like, actually, yes, you can tame
Can we
animals.
fuck the owlbear?
Please
Oh, boy, I'll
no.
go back to bed, Kai.
Not.
I'm sorry, don't
You know-
know.
Fucking go back. Fucking go back.
On an unrelated note, isn't Mayala
Hmm.
kind of like the party's bard?
Unrelated.
Why are
huh?
you asking? Anyway,
That seems suspiciously related.
anyway, Kai. Are you actually looking at Foundry or are you looking at Arya stream?
I have
Oh, you're not a
stream
Foundry.
open.
Okay, so you can see all of it. Okay, so this is the ground level.
Mhm.
We had okay, first off we had Andromeda be on this little fence post so you could see like above. And you could see that there's a guard tower here. There's a guard tower here. Then Andromeda dropped down and went like along this side. There's horses here. Looked
Nice.
down this way. There's 5 people in a circle playing cards. Went around here. Noticed, okay, that's a roasting pit. There's some stairs.
I remember hearing
there's
there was a
a-
depressed man.
Yeah, there's like a wooden slab here covering something. First thought Alicia had was maybe that's a trapdoor. Couldn't see under it. No way to know. Went like up here. Saw, yeah, they're playing cards. Cool. Keep in mind, cat is invisible, so nothing matters. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, then comes down here. There's a guy sitting here, kind of just spending time on his lonesome. Not looking very happy, sharpening his sword. Go over here. Stag Lord's here, sleeping. There's bottles along the ground, so, make of that what you will. Cat comes back. Owlbear. Rope from the gate, like, tied to a stake on the ground. And then, goes back here, goes up, so, now we're here. Goes up here, another watchtower, and, like, gets here, sees that, there's some fella here sitting with, like, carved toys around him. And about there, the minute of sharing senses passes. That's it.
Damn.
So,
No notes.
what was the next thing that would be done is, with an invisibility spell onto Erden. Erden was going to take Thorn to essentially walk around the walls, or like walk around the perimeter hills, and see what happens. And it, waited for nightfall. It'd be nightfall. So now it's time to go. Hooray.
Yippee.
Yippee.
So, I have a feeling this is not gonna work. It does. It fades away. Nice. What the fuck? Why are there so many? Okay, cool. Boop. Oh. No, I didn't click that. God damn it. Huh? Huh? Here we go.
Yes, the
So-
noises of trying to steer Foundry.
Yep. Aiden, you
Hello.
get the plan ready. Maybe you, this is still a relatively feral wild animal that you've someone managed to tame.
Cute.
Maybe you get some kind of follow the scent and you have, I don't know, a fucking piece of jerky in your hand. And no, not jerky. Different jerky. Bacon, sure, why not? Alicia
Not
casts invisibility on
crispy
you.
Wallace's baby toe. I don't know.
It'll grow back. Yeah, invisibility cast on you, and you leave. Takes a bit of using some voice. The smell is still there. Okay, Thorn is following. All right. You start heading out into the hills. How do you do this? Do you follow roughly the same path that Andromeda did? Do you circle around? Do you try to go a little bit to the side? Do you try to zigzag to kind of, if there are quote-unquote landmines, you step on all of them?
Probably a little bit to the side. He wouldn't take the directly the same path,
Yeah.
at least that he knows of.
Mm-hmm. There's not much point, yeah.
But he'd go a little bit to the side and then start circling around the perimeter.
Far away or close or...
Uh,
If you're willing to run, 10 minutes gets you pretty far, but still.
Maybe you can do it.
he would
This music
probably
is
be
awesome.
he would probably be running until something like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Something demands further inspection.
Like, unless something tips him off that he should not be moving
Mm.
hastily.
Okay.
He's not
Yeah.
he's not like full tilt sprinting, obviously.
Okay.
But
If we were to do a little quick thought exercise, if you look to the camp, this shall be the Stagler's fort, like this.
Yep.
And if this is the entire surrounding area, and that you are starting off here, and let's say Andromeda did a beeline like this, would you be going here, or here, or would you be doing this? That's essentially what I'm asking. Are you getting close
I
to the
see.
wall
I see.
and then seeing what happens? Are you zigzagging to see if there are zombies and where are they? Are you...
I think since Earden has the invisibility, he would go closer. Hold on, let me pull up the draw tool.
Yeah.
I think because he has the invisibility, Earden would be the one going closer, while Thorn would be further out. So that parallel, they can get most of the area.
Okay.
With Thorn having the ability to like notify Earden if something is found.
Alright. I'll ask a command and animal check. This is rather complicated for Thorn to follow.
For what it is worth, I need to find the thing. Boundary will let me see the fucking thing. Thank you. Maybe it's in the rules for animal companions. I believe there's something in the rules for animal companions that says like this is like a trained creature. You don't like this is a you don't need to roll command an animal or something. I could be wrong.
There might be for like specifically for more obvious things. Kind of the issue I'm having here is you're invisible. This is a big perimeter. How are you training? Even like if we disregard that this was previously a feral animal, this is now a tamed, like akin to a house dog that you've trained. How are you, without previous training, getting Thorn to do a perimeter around this place? Still a dog.
Oh, okay. I see.
If you could speak to, then that would be a simple solution for that. If this was something that was taught beforehand, that would be a simple solution for that.
Yeah.
For what it's
Animal
worth,
empathy can only do so much, I think. I do have this feat.
oh, shit, let's see. Oh, hell yeah. No, this works. Like, rudimentary, like, very basic requests. Yeah. Move is a basic request. Like, if you, you could do a thing where, being further out, you, like, let's just, for example, let's just say that this distance here is 50 feet. Let's just say. You are 50 feet away from Thorn, and you do a very simple thing of, as you step, say move. Thorn moves, you go nice and throw bacon at him. And then, once you're invisible, you do it again to like follow the scent. Again, does good. Yes, this is fine. I'll say this works.
Yeah. Either
Worst case
either
scenario,
that's-
in the dark, you throw some treats. Like, that's probably not going to be noticed. Who the fuck would
Yeah.
see that?
The other thing I was thinking being that hyenas have a very good sense of hearing.
Yeah.
I can only assume that Thylakines also would.
Yeah, we can go with that.
It would be a case of keep this distance between me, follow my snap.
Yeah, I think it would be easy enough to, like, essentially do a walk with me, and whenever Thorn tries to come closer to you, which would naturally probably be what he would want to do, you essentially go like, no, try again. It wouldn't take that long for a trained animal to at least understand that much.
Yeah.
So, we're good.
Yeah, and with the distance from
Yep.
from the camp to the perimeter here, might be enough time for him to figure that part out.
And like, Arya pointed, plenty of time. So let's say this does work. However, we can hand wave the whole what you're actually doing, whether you're whispering or snapping your fingers or throwing treats. It's the middle of the fucking night. Those guards are hardly looking anyway. Even if they do, they're not gonna notice. We're good. Like, they're not gonna notice you. They might notice the big ass dog.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, the big ass dog is relatively stealthy.
True.
And
So
native.
you go out.
And native to
Presumably
the
you.
area.
If this were to be the like line that Andromeda took directly to the camp, you would go like, you know, a little bit down and then like this, probably.
Probably something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and then start doing a patrol route like this around. Yeah. You begin heading out. Like kind of the first bit you're going kind of slower, making sure, you know, some snaps. Okay, Thorn is walking right the correct distance. Okay, good. And then like you, it's a little scary knowing that there might be zombies behind you, but you're like almost backpedaling most of it just to make sure Thorn is following, because you know getting the start is probably the hardest part. You go, walking back. You're about like 150 or so feet maybe from the fortress, and you walk. And in front of you, as you walk backwards, something sprouts out of the ground. A hand. What do you do? There is, let's say, 50 feet between Thorn and you, and this hand was like 5 feet from you in front of you right now.
Okay, but it's me, not Thorn.
Yeah.
I'm currently invisible,
Correct.
so go around it.
It was also like you were like walking backwards. It's between the two of you, but you can just
I
like
see.
keep going. Okay, you keep going. Yeah. Let's say you get to the optimal distance you wanted. Maybe you're, would you say 50 feet from the fort? You yourself, and then throw another 50 from that or something.
Probably something like that, yeah.
Okay. And then
For
you
what
begin.
it's worth, when the hand comes out of the ground,
Mhm.
I would glance around at like, okay, was there anything as like a trigger for that, or was it just there?
I'll let
If
you
that
make a
makes
perception check.
sense.
And anyone who can see in the dark, realistically. Also, if you
Huh.
wanted to be looking out, make a perception check.
I will
Not
action
me.
this, and
Because it would be smart for people to also be looking.
Yeah.
Does do people with low light vision get a chance to look?
Low light is so weird in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Low
Yeah.
light vision.
Wallace could for sure.
Mhm.
Wallace got that dark vision on him.
Can see in dim light as though it were bright light. I
But it
guess nighttime would be dim light, not darkness.
Because of
So I'd say-
moonlight.
Depends on the moon.
Well, is it a clear day today? A clear sky today?
Hold on. I've literally just been fiddling with 3 dice in my hand the whole time.
and for what it's worth, Thorn also
it is.
has imprecise scent, if that would affect anything.
Holy shit, it's a waning gibbous as well tonight,
Holy shit.
Gibbed.
according to the calendar.
Yeah, it's full moon. Fine.
Who have waning
Um,
they give us?
Huh.
It's
Should
more full than
Thorn,
not.
should Thorn make a perception as well, or just me?
Depends. What are you trying to look? What would Thorn see or do? Thorn can't really talk to you.
No, and Thorn's about 50 feet away from me. I was just thinking, because Thorn has like imprecise scent, if there would be like a weird scent he would notice or anything.
Oh, true.
Without rolling dead corpse.
Okay.
You can also smell it. You don't need an imprecise or a precise scent for that.
Yeah, fair.
I was about to be a smartass and say opposed to a living corpse, but I guess we did just have a zombie earlier.
Yeah.
It's also what this
So-
is.
Yeah, there's a zombie coming out of the ground. So
Tee.
you take a moment to look around. You don't notice anything. Thorn is, startled a little bit, but then you like, hey, keep attention. A little bit further back into the right spot, start going perimeter. Mayala, you're looking from, the safety of your little hiding spot near the camp. You see the, 2 watchtowers on the west as the hand begins to, climb up fair bit of noise. You see that they look to each other, and like one of them stands up and comes to look off the side. Just sees a zombie, sees the dog, and just kind of like leans arms onto the rail and just looks. Just like, okay, well, this is entertainment kind of thing.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
And just is currently just watching. You would notice this too, Irden, as they get to the edge. If you were to be like looking around as you're going, which you probably would be. They seem to be just kind of looking at the zombie, looking at the dog.
I think this is something I would have trained Thorn on earlier as well, where if like Airden would have some sort of signal to just get Thorn to leave and go back to camp, like roundabout.
Okay.
Easy enough.
Yeah. Also, where is like Airden right now? Like in relation to the like the walls? What area?
So awkward thing here. There's gonna just be a funny little drawing, but if we're gonna be using this proper, Airden would be currently like around here. We would have or would already be like along the way, so it would be around here. We would have a Thorn around here. This is where the first zombie was seen. This is where the second zombie was seen.
Okay.
And now just is going a counterclockwise rotation of the battle.
Okay. Okay. And our camp is.
Funny enough, where the campfire is.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Works roughly with how the map looked as well.
Right.
The last map.
Yeah.
Though
so
that is not to scale.
Yeah, if zombies are littered around the entire perimeter, that makes sneaking in really hard. Because it very clearly attracted the guards, who are apparently not very attentive, but could still see that. Or, like, would still hear that, meaning it made that much noise.
Yeah. It might be possible we could find a gap in the zombie defenses that we could go inside of, but...
Or we find something that lets us not be detected by them.
I imagine as Airden is making a perimeter, if there are any others that pop up, there would be any gap in between them would be able to be seen. Noticed.
Right. Now marking them as you're like going around. What are you looking for as you're going around? Is this mostly just to map it out, see if there's a reaction from the fortress?
That and he'd be looking for like anything that could be a hidden entrance, checking if there's gaps in the wall that slip through, anything like that.
Okay. You get a little bit closer at points. Make me a perception check. Make me 2. I'll essentially do like, since you started from there, first half of your run will be the first perception check, second one will be the second half.
Okay.
Rather than 1 and then you're just screwed if it's low. You can just do seek. I'm so used to asking for a perception check, but seek is the answer.
Oh, I just did 2 of the perception ones from the...
That works too. It's just that like, if you were to do seek, it is simpler because it's auto secret. You don't have to manually do secret. But yeah.
Oh, it's automatically doing secret for that.
Oh, right, from the eye. Yes, that does make sense. Okay. Yeah, you move along. There's, your footsteps seem to be making some of them rise, considering it's either that or some kind of life detection. Same with Thorn. Here. As you are on the roughly southeastern side, you do notice a bit, like, it kind of sticks out. Because it doesn't quite look natural. There is a flatter section of ground with no grass on it. Do you stop by it? Do you go to it? Do you leave? Do you...
Oh, do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it would be
I mean,
like
if it's something that isn't quite right, he'd check it out.
yes. Let me delete that. For an actual. Yeah, there's the fort. Awesome. Much better. And it would be around like here. And again, zombies are propping up as like Thornton moves on a little bit. You go and it is a clearly unnaturally flattened section. Or not quite like horizontally flat, but the section that is there's no bumpiness, and there is like where there's bits of like grass here and there and bits of just barren dirt. There is a portion here that is clearly flatter than the rest with like dirt on top. You walk up to it and it's clear that it's not natural, you know that much. And you're walking up close, nothing's come out yet, at least.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Interesting.
I'm not going to step on it immediately, but I'll just take. I've got my hatchet. I'll hold it at like the back of the head and just very gently try and tap with the haft.
You tap. Let's start. Get a little harder. Doesn't seem to be giving way. You know the thunk you make when you hit ground. There's definitely a different sound to that portion of the ground.
Okay. If I run my hand on it, does it feel like dirt?
Yes.
Okay.
No, you can even like the back of the axe, like the dirt isn't moving around very much, and you're seeing resistance where you think you are expected resistance. Essentially, not an illusion, if that's what you were thinking.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about.
Yeah.
I think it might just be like a door covered in dirt, packed down.
That's what I was wondering as far as like illusion was concerned, like a trapdoor illusion to make it look like a fucking just dirt.
Yeah, I'll say easy enough, even if there is a layer of packed dirt on top, if there would be some kind of entrance, some kind of door or trapdoor there, and you thunk hit on that, you're gonna hear that it's a little hollow below. And you do.
Okay. So there is obviously something there.
There's something there.
Complication that it's within the perimeter. About how far from the fort is it?
I'm
like 40 feet, 30 feet?
Yeah, I've been going around the 50-foot mark, so.
Okay. If we can manage to get in...
We can discuss this later. Let's, I'm excited for this talk, but let's finish the perimeter.
Yeah.
Because realistically, I doubt you would you stay there? Would you try to dig a bit of the dirt to confirm? Would you?
No, I think after confirming that it does sound hollow and that there is something there, he'd take a look at the walls from this position and see, like, okay, what's the vantage from the towers to this spot? And then just keep going. So just like as an example of what I'm thinking, like, okay, so maybe this tower has like a direct line.
So technically, where's my tool? There it is. The tower on the southwest end.
Here.
Yeah, the southwest end tower. That Kai was watching that stream.
Nope, you're all good.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just restarting it.
Okay. This one, like, their post is essentially facing this way, but they would maybe see it if they like walked back and checked towards the possible stairs. And the post on the northeastern end like
Should face out this
yeah.
direction.
They're essentially facing out like this direction, intended to, or more so this direction, but they can like look essentially like this. And they could also, like, if they kind of walked back and looked, they could spot that.
I think this one might be more difficult for them to walk back and see, because if we're looking at the map screens on the bottom, there's the stone around, so I don't know if this one would be able to look back.
This stone here is like
Unless this is completely crumbled and not an actual wall.
not all the way down. It's like 7-8 feet.
Okay, and in comparison, how tall is the floor of the watchtower?
15.
The floor of the
20
watchtower is
rather.
15. Or sorry, yeah, 20, while the palisade is 15.
Can I delete my drawings?
You can control Z, or you can also go to the select
control Z,
drawings and
please.
then just yeah. It seems like if there was any reason for them to check, they could.
But it's not their main direction that they would.
Yeah, and as far as you can tell, they're not very intent on being.
Yeah, they don't seem super attentive.
Yeah.
Definitely seems like the case of if we could avoid the undead popping up, then it would be honestly pretty rudimentary to get to that spot without being
And
spotted.
unless there was a spot that was just missed for like a pop-up here, there seems to be a direct line.
True.
Yeah.
As
So
long as we
you
were
presumably
stealthy
keep
about
going.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, you keep going, and zombies pop up here and there. At some point, you grow a little like numb to it. Like you realize you're safe from these, unless a special one were to pop up that somehow chases you while you're invisible and such. You're just kind of seeing like you're just causing mayhem as you're going. They're just like hands popping up, and there's zombies walking around these grounds for a while. And then the northern road, which leads directly in. As you cross, none show up on the road itself.
Okay.
As zombies are kind of all around.
Yeah.
There we go. We'll say perimeter done.
Okay.
Yeah, then how
Is there anything you would have wanted to specifically pay attention to the palisade of the forest to anything? You did notice like if there's any gaps or anything to see. No. The log walls themselves, the palisade itself is very fortified.
Okay. So, and there's no like extra gates. There's just only the front one.
Yep.
Well,
How fucking jank this is.
How,
it works.
How much of an actual gap is like this area over here on the right side?
Wait,
Is
what?
there
Where's
Is-
your
If
cursor?
this is
That
about
one.
if this is about a 30-foot gap between the wall and the where we found the
That's not exact.
not accurate, obviously. Like this isn't to scale, but
Yeah.
what is the
this
likelihood
feels
that-
like it's somewhere around a 50-ish foot.
More, because
More?
this is three. Oops, wrong tool.
Oh yeah, because here to here was like
That's 300.
40-ish.
No,
300?
300. Well,
Okay.
from your camp to there is 300. If you're doing a perfect perimeter, you would. That same perimeter would remain, but obviously this isn't to scale. That's not to scale. Like
Yeah.
I enjoyed well.
But the perceived gap here is somewhere like
Yeah, unless you manage to somehow miss one, it seems like there is a long enough gap that whatever distance these zombies seem to be roused from, there might be a gap through here.
holy shit, aggro rage.
Essentially, yes. And you didn't essentially try because you are very much on a time crunch. You have 10 minutes to do a lap around. Like, that's not the most difficult thing to do, but regardless,
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be running as fast as you can, like stomping, because you could kind of see those prints. You could probably hear you stomping and like breathing. So you're doing like a light-ish, slightly stealthy jog while invisible, having to go all the way around and gather as much information as possible. So you don't quite have the time.
Yeah, the way I'm seeing this, the way I'm seeing Earden move in my head is like
Mhm.
not quite a power walk, but like balls of feet.
Yeah. Yeah. So you don't exactly know if
I'm
you
doing
were
the
super
walk
stealthy.
in real life, and y'all can't see it, but
Well, hey, good to know.
Move
If
into the bit.
whatchamacallit, like, you don't know exactly if you could fully stealth past them. You don't know if it's sound. You don't know if it's what exactly.
yeah.
But what
it's
you
like-
were doing was not enough for the ones you passed. And like Thorn, like you walked around here, and around here maybe. And Thorn walked around here.
Yeah. Okay.
So perimeter
perimeter
complete. Thorn, like, you probably
Give him the
around
signal.
here you just take off this way with Thorn, so it's not obvious.
Yeah.
And then later return to camp.
Hmm.
And for those just watching, those who could, from 300 feet away from that way, you can't. I guess you could pretty much see all of them, somewhat. They're very much just like, well, that's fucking funny. Dog tried to show up and is now like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go this way. Oh, there's a hand. I don't like that. I'm gonna go this way. No, there's a hand. I'm gonna go this way. Like,
Yeah, I was about to
to
say
them,
that
it's just like, okay,
the
that's
guards
fucking
are
hilarious.
just seeing a dog like getting spooked by like essentially zombie groundhogs every 50 feet.
All right.
This is
More
the worst game
information
of
gathered.
whack-a-mole ever.
Yeah. So return to camp and share that information with the party.
That is very good information to know.
Does appear to be. Didn't stick around to see if it's something that needs to be dug up. But it's hollow ground there.
I can
Not
almost
natural.
guarantee you that is something. I
That
think that,
seems to be our safest method of entry.
yeah,
I'd
I
say.
would agree. I think that is our best bet. Because that
So-
way we could all, as long as we can all manage to quietly enough get to that point and unveil that surface, then we could very easily all slip inside of their guard.
Wondering if there's a way we can make. So I'm gonna be frank. Some of y'all suck at fucking stealthing.
I do.
Oh,
Guilty as charged.
Uh,
I am quite bad at it.
while the guards are not
I think you're better than you think.
not really paying attention as much as they should be, and as much as the guards are not actively facing in the direction of whatever that fake ground is. Wondering if there's a way we can keep their attention on another direction while we try and get there. Just
I
in
mean,
case.
there is always the option of we could have Thorn just approach from the other side of the fort whenever we infiltrate and just like make them think that, oh, the dog is back, and it's just being weirded out by the hands again. And as long as it keeps the attention for, thank you. As long as it keeps the attention long enough for us to approach,
Yeah,
even
I
mildly.
just think if we're doing that, he's not coming inside with us.
That is the one complication, yes.
hmm There is always the option of of me doing it, but then there's the same problem there. There's a chance that I don't get inside the building at all.
Agreed. We definitely want everybody in. Although it might be worth considering, if there is a tunnel, mayhaps, and this is slightly off topic, this is considering the idea of us getting in to the tunnel and arriving at the other end safely. We could still put your deception to work. Only they don't know that there's an extra person from the inside.
Right.
Because you didn't enter throughout any way known. You could do stuff like relieve someone of their guard, of their watch, and turn a blind eye. You could potentially do some light sabotage while avoiding notice, while the rest of, or most of the other people at the very least, still wait just within the tunnel, or whatever passage it is. There could be other stuff that those of us who are stealthy could come out and do to sabotage as well. But
Above
I think-
table, and part of this is a question for Noel. It is also a posing the concept to the party as to what y'all think.
Mhm.
As far as distracting from another direction in a way that does not have any of us be unable to enter, if we manage to get to that, if that is a hidden entrance, and we manage to get there. While I do not have the snare crafter feat, I can still craft a snare, given I have the formula.
Yep.
Have the formula for this one.
I see. Could do some sort of bait.
I could argue that could work, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I was setting up food because I'm hungry as fuck. Haven't eaten food. I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, I should do that too.
You should. So I wasn't here to comment on it. You plan on bringing this essentially monster in there. That might cause complications. You might be able to convince them, yeah, it's my dog, but you're still gonna have to convince them that, yeah, it's your dog.
Well, that's only if all of us are being bluffing it. If
True.
I think if somebody were to bluff, we'd just essentially send Mayala in to be the bravado, and then have people who can't sneak around basically stay near as just emergency support. That
I was
would be
more
the
thinking
ideal,
about-
anyways.
I was more thinking if the idea of this snare being bait to get a distraction, maybe over here.
Yeah, this is my idea. Is sheerly for once we're within the walls. I was jumping
so-
the gun a little bit.
I see.
It is valid to split the party. There are risks involved, but also more
Yeah.
payoff.
Yeah. I also have this. It's only a range of 60 feet, but I did buy this. I mainly bought it for the +1 to deception, but
Oh,
That's
that
fun.
could be very useful.
Ventriloquism is such a fun spell.
That is.
Fascinating. That could be very much useful.
Is it in character for Mayala to not have used this to troll people yet?
oh, good point. Maybe she would have. Well, maybe she will. She
Yeah.
just bought it. She doesn't know how it works.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, she knows
Maybe
how
she
it
bought
works,
it.
but
Maybe
yeah.
she bought it because she didn't even know it was a ventriloquist ring. She just bought it
Yeah.
because it's pretty. And then she's twisting it out of like anxiety and.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking if I can set a snare as essentially animal bait to have a distraction in that area. That maybe we could that would make it easier for us to sneak
Right.
from the other side where the ground is. I don't want to call it a hidden entrance because we don't know that if it is that or not yet.
Yeah, imagine if we all go there and it's just like, I don't know, buried treasure.
Just like, yeah, we get there and it's just like a fucking grave or something. I don't know.
Sorry, it's a landmine.
It's the it's the Stag Lord's secret alcohol cache.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. Plenty of ways to do it. There's
Indeed.
everyone, like, possible distractions for any reason. Splitting up so some people come from the front. Stealthing to what you hope is a secret entrance. Bringing in supplies to seem real, to be able to actually convince them that that's fine. Bringing alcohol. Possibly finding if someone can.
I just realized the time.
Yes,
I didn't realize
yes.
we've been planning for this in.
You know why it's so
fucking
fucking
long.
funny? There's nothing has been done. It's so funny.
We're so fucked.
No, I think
This is why I giggled to myself when Noelle went, "Oh, GMing is so hard."
Yeah.
Because we've
I
been
think this is
sitting
gonna be
here
great.
doing absolutely nothing mechanically.
Yeah, I've been looking at the time this whole time.
We just had a red versus blue episode. They're just
Yeah.
standing around talking.
Do we want to keep?
No, I don't want
Okay.
to.
No, I don't think so.
Funny to say, No Rest for the Wicked have the dailies have an hour left. I have one. I want to still go do.
Yeah, good fight, good fight.
Yeah.
But okay, we pretty
GGs.
much have a plan,
But
right?
even
I
if
mean, hey-
mechanically we have not done anything, we got the theoreticals hashed
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Good news
we can
also, even
consider
if we
things over
stop
the week.
session here, quote unquote, we can keep going because there's still stuff to plan. You now have a massive list of things you can do. You've still not decided on exactly what to.
Mhm. I think
And
we have
planning
an
is
idea.
something we can do outside of session.
Do you
too.
have an idea?
Yeah.
Is there a consensus on an idea?
I think the vague consensus is to use the probable hidden tunnel. That seems like anybody
Okay.
who
It's
thinks
just-
who goes
I
against
think-
that consensus and thinks that that's a stupid idea, say now because that's my understanding.
I think
Okay.
I think the point of contention currently is whether everyone is doing
Yeah.
the tunnel or whether some people are doing the tunnel and we're splitting the party.
Because
I
even though
don't-
splitting the party can be very risky, there is a valid point. It would give you more leeway to stealth around if their focus was brought in by someone coming in through the front door.
Very true.
And there is still the, like, what supplies do you bring? There is the possibility of, hey, maybe the Stag Lord will drink the alcohol that you've poisoned, if you find someone who can poison it. There's so many things you can still decide on. So, like...
And keep in mind,
All
we
you
have done
did-
reconnaissance. All we have done is reconnaissance. We do not have a set time limit for doing this.
Mhm.
Gods. All right.
Like, if we decide we want to do a pronged approach, we can go. We can get supplies. Aiden can do some hunting to get pelts.
God, I fucking love tabletop.
I love it. I hope your friend loved watching us. Do nothing.
Listen.
There was nothing to
Yeah,
watch.
Yeah, I
They
hope your
just-
friend
they
had
just-
fun
They
watching
just
us
stood
do
around
jack shit.
talking. Why was it so intriguing?
Figuring out what the fuck to do.
Yeah, so I think it's either like one or two people come from the front and the rest go through the tunnel, or everyone goes to the tunnel and we figure out a way to distract.
Yeah.
Honestly, it might be worth having the thylacine act as a distraction, even if he can't like join for the
Yeah,
combat.
I am not against it if it comes to that.
Yeah, because we know
Yeah.
that is like we know it works.
Mhm. And
Or
it would be something that the gods would go, oh, the dog's back. And
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
they already,
on, a,
yeah.
on a side note, this is not relevant to what we are currently talking about, but I'm kind of upset that Beastmaster as a dedication can take a dedication feat that is the exact same animal empathy that I have as Ranger,
Huh.
while Animal Trainer, which is an archetype around like training animals in a circus type thing, like the animal is trained in performance,
Mhm.
gets fucking this. Excuse me?
Oh, let me see.
What the fuck?
You speak.
Oh,
Huh?
at rank 4.
Wait,
Or
what?
Why is that so much better than what Beastmaster gets?
I can only
that is
assume.
not
Yeah,
fair.
yeah, no. I was just gonna say I can only assume this comes from an AP. Yes, it does.
I see.
That is excessively okay.
I am. That bothers me.
Let me see. Pathfinder. It comes from Pathfinder number 152, Legacy of the Lost God, which is part of Extinction Curse. So the reason it seems so stupid is that in particular was designed for that AP, and it does more. Like AP specific options can be very stupid. That's why.
Okay. Because I was like, why does a dedication based around like training animals for circus purposes type thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know.
Type
That
shit.
just felt so much so much better
That
than
is-
what Beastmaster gets.
There is
that it was
no
bothering me.
fucking reason for a 4th level feat to give you a 2nd level
Permanence
spell
equals-
permanently.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Now,
say
I'll
that seems
say-
really fucking strong.
Now I'll say, if everyone was okay with it, I'm okay with it. It's fun to figure out what animals can tell you.
Yeah. If that was an option for Beastmaster, I would take it.
I can see why it's not. But like, if people like, okay, Divinity 2. As you level up, you can take the Pet Pal feat, which lets you talk with animals. There are extra quests, there are extra items behind Pet Pal. Taking Pet Pal sucks because you lose out on a feat, and those are important. Not taking Pet Pal sucks because you miss out on
Use it on
content.
quests, yeah.
When I played, I mod to get Pet Pal for free. Fucking honestly, if all of you are okay with it, we can have that just be a thing. Be speaker.
I'd be okay. with
Obviously, it's not ingrained. Actual Kingmaker doesn't have, Pet Pal features, but like animals can tell you things.
I just also think it's so in character for Earden with the whole Beastmaster thing that I'm doing.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely, I would be fine.
What if we make it so you can cast it once per day? Not that you always have it.
Sure. I mean, I was gonna say I'd be fine. Like, you know how we get the the like extra general feat. I would be fine like sacrificing both a class feat for a level and that general feat for that level. As an example.
I think it would be very in your character if you had access to speak with animals, but a constant speak with animals is very different.
Yeah,
For
no,
your
that's
character, it
entirely
feels
fair.
more. It's more of a. You build a rapport with the creature and can communicate with it, not a. You walk into a clearing and there's 2 deer and you're like, hey, what's up? And they'd say, yo.
Yeah, no, that's entirely fair actually.
If we want, also, if we like stuff that doesn't really matter, it's just fun to do. We could set up some kind of thing where specifically Erden gets really good at understanding the animals that he's tamed, so can have it constantly for them.
I was actually
that'd be cool.
about to suggest. I was actually about to suggest that
Yeah, I think that would be a good compromise.
as like as a compromise there.
Yeah. What if you can cast them once per day, and for specifically your pals, they're always on. So if you meet an animal that you guys you as a group would want to talk to, you have access to that.
For example,
That's
the
an option.
owlbear.
Oh my god. Fuck. Never mind.
I knew I shouldn't have asked.
But in all seriousness, if we are able to figure out a way to implement this, I am 100% down. If it doesn't work mechanically and it would be too much like weirdness
I mean,
involved,
at minimum, if we just make it so you always have it with your companions, that there's nothing. At worst, it takes more ambiguity and more rolls out for more fun instead. That's sure, you know. I personally don't think that would be an issue.
I'd also be fine with just the cast it once a day innately kind of thing.
Well, good session. Lots done.
Yes.
Honestly,
we got planning done. Like genuinely, this was a productive session.
Yeah, because we had to figure out like the zombies. We had to like think of like we had to like actually map out.
You started this session with knowing nothing.
Yeah, zero.
We know things now.
This was entirely an information gathering and planning session, and that's okay.
The only things we don't really know are like for sure. We don't actually know for sure if that like thing we found actually leads to that square.
If it is anything or not.
Yeah, we don't know exactly how the gate to the owlbear's den works, and how the owlbear is going to react to that thing being opened. We don't know what
I'm assuming that stream notification was Noel turning on Norris for the Wicked.
Yeah.
No, it's been on since I said session's over 10 minutes ago. That's
okay.
Elden Ring.
Yeah. So we have a lot to do. Yeah, I still think okay, out of character, I want to do something with deception because that's like I kind of built the entire character around that, and I have not had a single chance to do anything with it.
As a GM,
well, I had one chance to do something with it.
As a GM, I would have more fun, and honestly, I think you all would have more fun if you split up the party a little bit.
Yeah, genuinely, I look out on above table. I am leaning toward the idea of splitting the party.
Yeah, though there's also the safer option, like keeping all of us in the tunnel is safer, and I can still go in there disguised and like act as one of them like while I'm in there once I get in there, which I don't think would be too hard. I don't think they'll notice that there's one extra person.
Yeah, for first person out of the tunnel and then clears the way with deception for the rest to come out without being noticed.
One thing to consider about that, like, you know, totally valid, but I think you might not consider, you don't know how many people inside the walls, like, come and go. You don't know if it is the same 10 or 15 people that are always around the Stag Lord and in this fort. Or if it's, like, 3 people that matter and everyone else goes in and out.
Right.
So you don't know, like, if no one has showed up for 3 days and you show up as an extra, you don't know. Like, actually, yeah, you've been here for 2 days. No one has shown up.
Oh.
That you've seen, at least. Because you are camped in a spot where you can see the front road.
Right.
I'm not sure if you would say you would always have had...
Technically, the people we killed would have shown up, but...
But we don't know that for sure.
Yeah, but
we
at the
don't even
same
know
time,
what
you
they're
don't...
to do.
Yeah, we don't know whether they were in or like coming in, going out, nothing.
You also don't know if those particular people were... What's the word? You don't know if those people that you killed... You don't know if they were the fort. You don't know if they knew them by name and they were part of the static posse, or if they were not supposed to be there at all. If they weren't supposed to be there at all, and you walk in and you're like, hey, we're back. 1, who the fuck are you? 2, what the fuck do you mean you're back? Or, you know, there's a lot of uncertainty to that. Not necessarily wrong, but yeah.
Yeah, that is something that I was going to mention when people were talking about like, oh, we'll disguise ourselves as the bandits and just like go up to the front gate and walk in, and like We have zero information
Mhm.
on like how close knit are this group? Are they going to recognize that these aren't the people we know? Like,
Yeah.
how many of them are there normally? How often do they come and go? Like, we know none of this. That could
Yeah.
backfire so badly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the simpler the lie, the easier it will be to maintain it. Like going in and
Yes.
weaving this whole story about who we are as we approach the gate, versus just like casually walking up behind a guard and being like, "Hey, I'm here to relieve you from guard duty." Just a bit early. One of those is much more likely going to receive a lot of scrutiny. I'm not saying the second one is safer, but or safe, but it is probably. I got the accent still. I know waterfowl.
And that what you were saying is exactly what I was trying to imply when Earden was talking about like the more variables there are and the more complicated you make a plan, the higher likelihood that something will go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit. In No Rest for the Wicked, I have gloves with the rapid. Oh, item facet is what it's called. Okay. I call it an implicit because